Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to
Hello.
the show, everybody. Hi.
Hold on, I'm finding more people.
Yeah, there's people.
Yeah.
There's people in
We have
this
people
thing?
here.
There are people here.
Peephole.
There are
12 people here.
peepholes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, smash, smash, smash. Smash, smash.
Oh, there it is. We got it in for the stream.
We
Got it out of the
alive.
way.
Smash, smash, smash. At the beginning.
Smash, smash.
Smash, smash.
Shmish me. I didn't mean to send that as a
Man.
winky face, but whatever, it
As a
stays.
winky face, we have smash.
Well, I
smash,
was telling somebody that I'm streaming, and then I had a winky face, and I was like, oh well, whatever,
Did
it
I-
stays. It's funny.
What are you streaming?
What are you streaming? Winky face.
Wouldn't you like to know? Oh, no.
No way ASMR.
It's a slime time. It's slime time.
Yes. Yes.
It's just wouldn't you like to know? It's a slimy time.
I'm actually worried I'm gonna have to lock my
Alright,
door.
so,
I think my nephew is here.
that
He might
having been
barge
said-
in.
Oh, Snuffy is live too. Cool.
Snuffy. Oh boy.
Yeah. She's cool.
If you didn't know, let's see.
Oh yeah.
We will be doing a review of The Last of Us episode 6 this week for anime and stuff, and dear God, it was a glorious episode. Probably the second best episode of the series so far. I still maintain
Wow.
that 3 was probably the best episode, but this was a very, very, very close second. It was
Was 3 the one that was like super controversial, or am I thinking later on?
3 was the one that was like 3's not super controversial. It's just that there's a sect of people that would find it controversial.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
Like, it's
There's-
that episode.
It's the
Okay.
it's the episode that got downvoted to hell because there's a lot of homophobes out there apparently.
Oh, lame.
But it is 100% the best episode of television out there.
I will actually be.
It is the Nick Offerman episode, and it is the best episode of television in my opinion.
I actually did not.
Yeah.
Throughout playing the Last of Us games, I didn't know that character was gay, and then I heard about that in the show. I then thought back of it, and then I'm like,
No, that character.
Oh.
No, straight up. The character was gay in the games.
Yo, no, I was saying, I thought back to the games, and then it all just clicked. I'm like,
Oh yeah, 100%. The character was gay in the games.
No,
the Ron
he
Swanson
was.
episode. Yeah,
It just wasn't as prominent. It wasn't in your face as much about it.
it wasn't in your face, and then
It was very subtle in the game.
honestly, I think that episode was better than the games. I like how they handled those characters. I like how Bill and Frank were
Well,
given a happy
they
ending.
give him more
Yeah,
than just like what, less than an hour in the game.
yeah. I honestly, Bill was not important in the game.
Not at
Bill
all.
was not important.
He was there for the vehicle.
Literally, they could have picked up the vehicle anywhere. Bill was not important to the game.
He just knew where it was.
Bill was unimportant to the game. I'm sorry to say it. Bill was just not important to the game, but to the show, Bill was crazy important. Wanted Bill and Frank's relationship to be ambiguous in the game. Gotcha. Well, in the show, they didn't. So, and Druckmann still was spearheaded the show as well. So, Druckmann got to have it very much both ways. So there you go. Also, it's gonna be an interesting thing to talk about this episode of as a review, because it was hard to watch this episode and go. Here's the thing. It was hard to watch this episode of The Last of Us and like not talk about spoilers from the game, or rather the games, because they went to actual Jackson in the show, and you don't actually see Jackson until the second game.
What's up, buddy?
I am here.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, and the person that just showed up is the reason why we are going to have such a hard time reviewing this episode of the game, because he hasn't played part 1 or part 2, and we can't talk about part 2 at all.
Of what?
The Last of Us. Yeah,
Poor thing.
because there are characters, and there are characters and nods and winks and things that showed up in this episode of The Last of Us that are actually
can't wink.
characters that and
Mhm.
characters and things and stuff and things and places and stuff.
Who'sy, what's it's, Hutus and Tootsies.
There are nods and things that showed up in Jackson in this episode that are things that show up in the second game that I had to sit there and bite my tongue because I'm like, I couldn't sit there and go, I recognize that thing. I know who that person is. Oh my God, I can't believe they're showing this thing this early.
Probably setting up the pieces, right?
Literally,
later,
I saw
right.
Ellie's girlfriend in that episode.
Mm,
Yeah.
her gif.
They show Ellie's girlfriend from the second game, and I couldn't even point it out because I'm
Her
trying
chief.
not to spoil for fucking...
Was that the girl that was in the teaser thing?
I can't tell you who she was, but she was in there. But there were other things that were show-specific stuff, like, you know, seeing the girl that was over by the Christmas tree that looked like, from behind, that looked like Joel's daughter, that I think were really well done. You know, so there's things that were show specific that we can talk about, but there are things that they are teasing that they're teasing the second game, and there are things that they did narratively in this story that are like, oh, that changes everything about how they're going to tell the beginning of the second story. So it's like, oh, but we can't talk about the differences in how they're going to handle the beginning of season 2 because he hasn't played the second game. So guys, I don't know if he has access to the second game, but maybe he should play the second game.
I need to play
there only
both
2 games?
games.
There's 2 games,
Yes.
yeah. There's 2 games,
Okay.
but
I haven't touched
it
them
seems
either, so.
Naughty Dog has confirmed that they've already begun working on a third game for The Last of Us.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So it's not the
couple
last
quick
Last
things.
of Us.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have not eaten yet, so I'm gonna make me some food. I'll just put it on. It'll be like 20 minutes in the oven, so I'll
That's
come back
okay.
for that
So
time.
here we are,
And,
ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen of the
Mm.
congregation. Or rather,
Oh. Yeah, my camera wasn't on.
gentlemen of the congregation.
No, my camera's not on. Ah!
Too late.
I think you just.
Too late.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. There we go.
Okay.
It was hilarious because
made
it was
up for
like
it.
because his camera had just cut on, it was very slow mo. So it was
Mhm.
beautiful. It was very slow mo.
Just-
Ladies and gentlemen of the congregation, go see Ant-Man.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Dave.
I think
Oh, that's
so.
good.
Very good.
Yeah,
You
Dave.
saw it.
I haven't seen a
Yeah,
Marvel movie in a while.
Dave.
So
It was
Yeah,
great.
Dave.
Like I
I
said,
had to
if you
That's
go
good.
in,
run grocery grab and tried to drive home quickly, but then
Yeah,
a fucking bus got in my way.
if you go see it
Mm.
with
Yeah,
like, here's my thing: go see
Dave.
it with either low
Yeah,
or no expectations.
Dave.
That's
Yeah,
my
Yeah.
thing.
Dave.
I just went to see it because
don't
my
know
friends
what
were
that
seeing it, and I was like,
Dave.
sure, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
My thing
Yeah.
is just go see it with like
Yeah,
either low or no
Dave.
expectations. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going
I mean,
on
that's
with
why I
sound
went
alerts.
going to see Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with sound alerts. Guys.
Yeah.
I hear it too.
Dave.
Dave.
Yeah.
I was like,
Dave.
well, I don't hear the sound alerts
Dave. Yeah.
at all.
Dave.
I didn't hear the sound alerts
Yeah.
at all.
Dave.
It's on an infinite loop.
Yeah. Dave.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Dave.
Day of the Daves,
Yeah.
it seems.
Dave.
Oh,
Yeah.
Where's it coming from?
Dave. Yeah. Dave.
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Okay, so I don't hear it, but
Dave.
you guys do. There it goes. I
Yeah.
turned it off. Haha. Okay, don't worry.
No, it's still going, dude.
No, I turned it off. No, oh no, I'm hearing you say that in the past. Okay, I muted it. Yay, I know how to
Okay,
mute it.
it's done.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't know how to
It's
turn
gonna
off
be a
the
good time.
infinite loop for some of these. I don't know what's going on with like the fat dog sound alerts things. So, thank you. Oh, thank Rimuru.
We were trapped
Yeah.
in Dave Avalo's prison. This is Gold Experience Requiem.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
So yeah, until the sound alerts thing has been fixed, let's not use sound alerts at the moment because I don't know what the frick is going on with these things. Unless somebody redeems another sound alert and then fixes it. Somebody redeem a fucking sound alert, right? Goddamn.
Wait,
it.
what? Oh, sound alert went off.
Sound. Yep.
I know you're not paying attention to the stream, but like, yeah.
Well, I'm
Sound.
looking at the chat and everything.
Yeah, you're
But I
looking
don't
at
have
the
the
chat.
actual
You
thing
don't have
muted.
the actual stream up. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have a stream up.
Mhm.
Hold on.
I just have it muted.
Some songs tonight. I need between my teeth.
I need
Shut
meat
up,
between
Steve.
my teeth.
Yeah, Dave. And can we have
Nope. The yeah Daves were still going on. And no, they're still going off. Oh god. Oh god. No,
Must be a bug.
It's never ending. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Just wonderful. All right, cool. I had to mute them again. Never mind. It's endless. Soup salad and
Endless.
breadsticks. It's
Yep.
endless.
Good.
Yeah. It's great. It's just close and reopen the stream. No,
Turn
that won't
on and
fix
turn off your computer.
that won't fix it. That will not fix
I know.
it.
Nope.
That will not. All right. So, open your holy books of Reberism to. Oh dear, Raphael, we broke menu. No, you didn't break menu.
Mhm.
You menu's fine. It's the sound alerts that you broke. All right. Anyway, or rather, I don't know what's going on with
Does that
sound
work?
alerts, dude. It's just broken. It's only Fat Dog that does this. On mine, it's fine. Okay, so open your Holy Books of Reberism to chapter 5. Shim, get us started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Posture check. Okay.
Mother-
It's a good thing to do, actually.
Why?
I'm sitting in an office
Why
chair
is it
all day
always
today.
Lady that's doing this? Lady, get in here.
So.
Buy the
That
book
is
and
nice,
get in
thank you.
here. Buy
That would be
the book
cool.
and- Yeah.
Chara used to show
Dylan.
up there in the streams. I don't know where she went, but probably busy.
Get in here,
So-
lady. Buy the book and get in here. Read a book. Come in here. Read with us.
Read with us. All right.
Read
Oh.
with us. Why?
Yeah.
You don't get to make us do things if you can't get in. Oh, wait, there.
I did it. Meanwhile, I'm like, okay. Yes, my lord.
She's gonna sit in here. She's gonna sit in here and make
Mhm.
us do things. She might as well get in here, buy the book, and read with us.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which one?
Millum.
Yes.
Do it. Do
Do
it.
it. Do peer pressure.
Do
peer
it.
pressure, peer pressure,
Do-
peer pressure, peer
yeah.
pressure.
Peer pressure.
Barbecue
Peer
sauce.
pressure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rah, rah, rah.
Do do do. Da da da.
Heard that song for a while.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead, Shem.
Okay. All right.
I have to go.
Once
put
I'd
on
rounded
my
up
armpit smell good stuff.
armpit smell good. Okay.
Smell good.
Prevent
Fun.
con smell. It's good. It's important.
Armpit
Once I'd
smell
rounded up
good.
all my yeah. Once I'd rounded up all my officials together, I shared everything I learned with them, introducing Glenda and ensuring they accepted her. This, of course, meant exposing Glenda to their surveillance. She'd need to earn her trust with all of them. I also introduced her to Kaijin and Kurobe, so they could get a chance to examine her handgun. She ought to be able to restock her ammo here, too. Maybe we can even mass-produce those things? Honestly, I'd like one, too. I wasn't going to put them on sale, but maybe I could give them out to important people on some kind of licensing system. They'd be cool to have, too, I wickedly thought as the days passed by. Soon, the day of our ruins expedition came. We were all set to go. Our expedition outfits were perfect, and I even had a prototype gun on my side. It had piqued Kaijin's interest enough that he produced a mold during the off hours of his research. Dold then carved a seal into them that used magic power to trigger a small explosion inside the chamber. No gunpowder needed and no ejected cartridges. All you needed were some elliptical bullets and off you went. It was sized at a third of an inch and could hold 16 bullets. It used a blowback system that made the bolt retract with each shot in order to load the next bullet and eliminate the impact of the explosive's charge. The construction was more like a toy than anything, but even this had the power of a 44 Magnum. That was thanks to the gun's Magisteel make, which improved its shock resistance, and the inscription-driven explosive charge also delivered the maximum amount of power possible. By the way, the force of this gun depended on the type of bullets used. Normally, it used plain old lead bullets, but for monsters, we also had magic-infused mithril shots. The force could differ depending on how much magic you put in, so you could say this weapon needed the right person using it to excel. Yeah, Rimuru is packing there. They have discovered guns. The gang discovers guns.
And describe how they
So-
work without gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is like a lot of modern bullets aren't made with lead much. I don't believe they're
Is-
usually copper.
Is that
Unless
because
I'm
it's
wrong.
cheaper? I would assume that it's
Not-
cheaper,
not
but
because it's cheaper, but it's a little bit easier
More
and kind
effective?
of less toxic.
mm,
It's more that
Gotcha.
it's less toxic.
I guess
like,
if you're using
if
it for
you got
hunting,
hit with,
especially because
Yeah.
Mm.
If you got hit with a lead bullet back in like Civil War era, in order to save yourself, say you got hit right here on this arm, you lost that whole
Mhm.
arm. That was
Yeah,
partly
because it
due to the
probably
lead,
infected
partly
it, right?
due to partly to the like, gangrene and preventing that shit.
mm,
Fun times.
gross.
Yeah.
I see. I know nothing about guns. I just think they look really cool in anime, but I know nothing about IRL guns. So
I was impressed when
Anyway.
it said it had the trigger system reset was based off the blowback because that is how pistols work. And it's like, oh, he knows a thing.
that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's probably the author probably did
Didn't
some
actually know
research. So
that.
hey, or already knew that. I don't know. Anyway,
I imagine I can understand the lead stuff, but
yeah,
Oh,
I
no,
could
no, no,
understand
it
that too,
does-
but yeah.
Some of them are made with lead.
I figured some of them were
Not
still
all
There's
of
a
them?
lot of, not all of them. It depends on the bullet, depends on the size, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot.
Depends
Well,
on,
I
like,
also feel
what
like if
they're
you're
made
hunting
for.
with lead bullets, you probably have the chance to like taint the meat, right? Probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah, you don't want to
So-
eat that.
hmm Anyway, in terms of classification, it was a rare, albeit one, that could hit as hard as unique. A really interesting weapon to have around, one that even surprised Kaijin's team as they made it. With the capability it had, I'd really like to make a standard issue with our new troops. But as mentioned, that was up for discussion. Frankly, this was something we'd never normally do. In a way, I made it to play out the classic tropes more than anything. I was reluctant to formally adopt it. We'd have to see how things went, perhaps lending it out only if we determined it to be truly necessary. Such as today, for example, carrying this around definitely completed my look. Any man's got to have a little classic adventure in his life. Ooh, this is really cool. The way it kind of recoils in my hands feels so awesome, Gupta cried. See, Gupta and I share the same good taste. Typically, these were for lending out only, but let's give Gupta one as a present. This is a terrible idea, but you see what I mean, Gupta? But don't go pointing at people, all right? It's dangerous. Of course not. I'll be real careful. He was overjoyed while Ranga looked on jealously. Ranga, you can't use that thing. I'll give you a fancy scarf, though, so make do with that. I have Gariki Maru V2 with me. Thank you. Not to mention the clothing you chose for me, Sir Rimuru. Oh, they look cute. They look like they're going on an adventure. That's great.
Little scout, like Boy
She,
Scout, Girl Scout adventure.
Yeah, kinda. Shion, no going on an expedition in that, all right? Safety's our top consideration here. She must have really liked the clothing I gifted her because Shion wore it every chance she got. But it was meant for fashion, not exploration. A pity. Her head drooped down as she changed to her normal suit. That wasn't exactly a great improvement, but it was her de facto battle gear, so well. Rimuru, what do you think of me? Sorry, I had to read ahead a little bit. Milim was practically jumping up and down with excitement. Looks good on you. Definitely worth getting for today. Like Gupta and me, she was in expedition gear we obtained for this day. You bet. It feels good. And talk about easy to move in. Can you believe how many pockets it has? So cool. She was in shorts, but which I wasn't sure was such a great idea. But they suited her, so we'd go with it. That it is. Or that it is. Be sure to thank Shuna, okay? Okay. That's right. Or that's right. Thus, we were all in high spirits as we headed for our meeting point, the Free Guild headquarters in the Inglacia capital. The plan was to head to the puppet nation of Distav from there. Kigali was waiting for us at the front entrance. Good to see you again. We have a lot to do today. I guess this is the first time? I'm Milam. Good to meet you. My name is Kagali. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. We all smiled at one another before Kagali guided us forward. Milam? I don't think there's any problem, but it's a little, hmm? Kagali gave our conversation an odd look. She worked for Yuki, so we eyed her with suspicion, just in case. I was having Milam check her out with Dragon's Eye just now, and it sounded like something caught Milam's attention, but nothing especially problematic. It still bothered me, though, so I resolved to keep my guard up. Our team's all here, so let me introduce everyone. Rolling her eyes a bit, Kagali began introducing the expedition team to us. They were lined up in a row, waiting for us in an open area near the HQ. It was a team trained by Kagali herself, and the more talented and experienced among them would be joining us today. They all volunteered for the job, around 10 men and women in all, even after being told we could be attacked. Some of the passers-by were giving them curious looks, but nobody minded. They seemed well trained enough. Their equipment, meanwhile, was the full complete deal. Not the make-believe stuff we had on, but a lot of heavy stuff, thick upper and lower clothing with large backpacks. Each of them carried tools for the role they played in the expedition. Walking sticks, pickaxes, shovels, you name it. We'll carry your equipment for you, Sir Rimuru, but where did you put it? We didn't have any, just these cool new outfits. No, we didn't prepare anything, so it's just this. Huh? That's an amusing joke. Yeah, I know, but... Look, you really shouldn't have any of your skin exposed. You might get stung, and it's easier to get hurt that way, right? Work clothing did its job best if it covered all your skin. Plus, Milam's outfit was just downright slovenly. You think so? But my skin's protected by an aura at all times, so I'll be okay. Yeah, but you want to have Kagali get mad at you? You're just the same as her. From my perspective, you're both far too lightly equipped. You're treating this expedition like a walk in the park. Oof, harsh. What was so bad about this, really? All right. We'll be fine, okay? I may not look it, but I've got a lot of venturing experience. To be more exact, I had gone light since I didn't really need to camp outside anyway. That was better demonstrated in person than explained at length right now. Well, if you insist, but if you have any trouble, please let us know at once. I doubted we'd have that much trouble. We were treating this like a fun outing, but we did have an eye out for danger. I made sure Gupta, Ranga, and Shio were all aware of that. Time to head out then. Right, I have a wagon prepared for us. Huh? Right, I have a wagon prepared for us. Huh? We don't need a wagon, do we? Kagali stared blankly at me. I stared blankly back at her. What? I mean, it'd take like 2 months to reach Distab by wagon. That was never an option. What do you mean? I invited the quizzical Kagali to take us out of town for now. Once we found ourselves in a deserted area, I used Dominate Space to open a transport gate straight to Distab. This process was familiar to me by now. If I have been somewhere before, it was easy to open a gate there. All right, come on in. It won't disappear on you or anything, so don't panic. The day's expedition party began talking all at once. You're kidding me! How far away do you think we are? Truly, a demon lord is an amazing thing. Impossible! Now the majority of our preparation has gone to waste. I felt a little bad about that, but hey, at least I look cool. So we were at the puppet nation of Distav. The first people to greet us were the Dark Elves, lined up at the castle entrance and bowing deeply. Welcome to Distav. You must be exhausted from your journey. The elder among the group stepped up to me. I say elder, but she maybe looked in her 20s. A woman with blonde hair and dark brown skin. Oh, no, not really, but do you have rooms for us? Of course. We could provide individual rooms for you, but if necessary, we have larger group rooms as well. I gave them advance notice, so they were entirely set up for us. For now, I figured we could all drop our stuff in the larger group room. Okay, let's head to the group room first. We can keep our luggage in there, so maybe we can get a tour around the castle today? Very well, I'd be happy to guide you. The elder guided us into the room. I don't know why I was looking in the chat for a sec.
I
told the team to drop their stuff.
For like a month, like several months journey, and he's just like, "Nah, dude, we got this. Let's walk for like an hour, and then, all right, and then walk through this magic portal." Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, we're here.
Yep. Yeah, just.
So they just walk for an hour, and then bam, we're here. Like literally it.
I'd at least get some exercise in.
Yeah.
They don't need it. They really don't need it. They ain't thick. True. They ain't fat. They're fine. But anyway, the elder guided us into the room. I told the team to drop their stuff there, and they did so, walking like out of sync robots. What's going on here? It hasn't even been an hour since we came together, and we're already at our destination?
Oh, it
is
has been
insanity.
an hour. God damn.
For real. Hey,
Okay.
fix your posture. Okay, thanks.
Fixing my posture.
Hold on. Fix my posture. Now it's back to normal.
Hey.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just... Yes.
I didn't have to correct it forever. Fuck you, bitch. I do what I want.
This is insanity. Oh, yeah, that's not the way that's said. This is insanity. I must be going insane. What? Individual rooms? They're treating us like guests in this castle? I guess the robotic walking was because their brains were still catching up to all this. It was a departure from the usual sort of expedition, but I suppose it confused them. Sir Rimuru has directed us to look after all of you. If you run into any issues during your stay...
camp out in the wild to actually going to like a 5-star resort.
Yeah. They'd be like,
What do you
okay,
think
we're
we
going to
are,
go backpacking in the
camping?
Rocky Mountains. And then we're going like straight to what's like the nicest hotel, like the Marriott in downtown Denver or something.
Or like, no. They were like, oh my God, we're going to be camping out like in the wilderness for months. And suddenly they were teleported to Disney World.
They're glamping. Don't worry about it.
Glamping. No biggie.
Yeah.
Just glamping.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Yeah. Yeah, no biggie, no biggie. Sir Rimuru has directed us to look after all of you. If you run into any issues during your stay, please don't hesitate to inform us. The elder flashed a soft smile at the day's team as she spoke. That was enough to make them face reality. I watched them all, warm fuzzies running over me. Then we took the team on a... just warm fuzzies. Then we took the team on a tour of the castle. The former residence of the Demon Lord Clayman, and a place that brought the word opulence to new heights. The Dark Elves were fully maintaining the palace, and everywhere where I looked, it was spotless. This is going to be yours once the expedition is over, Milam, but I think all these people still want to live here. Yes, I see that. Let's have them provided with regular food and supplies. Thank you very much, Lady Milam. Don't worry about it. You're my people too, so if you carry out your roles, that's great. Wow, Milam's really getting smarter. Bray's efforts must be really paying off. Impressed, I asked her some more about the castle and whether she had any issues with it. It's a big palace enough so that it had space for all the Dark Elves.
Ryuma.
What's up?
It's like Rimuru started the Oregon Trail and said, screw this after 5 minutes and cheated to get to the end.
Basically.
That's exactly what it was.
Carve a path straight to the end.
I was like, I
Milne
don't
have
believe in dysentery. Boop.
Milam has gonorrhea. No, she doesn't.
No,
Beep.
she did. Oh my God.
Straight to the end. Congratulations, you did. New high score.
I mean, he did
You
give
have-
the kids amazing
you broke
carriage
nothing.
to
You had a perfect, flawless
true.
run. All 28,000 of your oxen survived.
Maddie's not wrong. He did give the kids an amazing carriage in the OVA.
Yeah. Just like,
he
all
had
right.
that shit. He had that
works.
shit tricked out better than most people's campers over here.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like the world around them is still in like kind of medieval times compared to them.
Yeah.
So it's like, yep, they're just gonna roll out and
he's just
fucking
like,
modern, huh?
He's just like, dude, let me Hogwarts this shit real quick.
Hogwarts. Singing a song.
What's that? We're gonna be
all
taking
day
a carriage
long
trick?
at
All right then.
Hogwarts. Yep.
Hey, you guys know what a
Taking
camper
that
van is?
trip.
No?
All
All right, I'm gonna teach you some
magic
shit.
I mean, it's only a matter of time
It's
before they have a car,
Leviosa,
honestly.
Not Leviosa.
They're Akio.
Dude literally
Ronald
invented hot
Weasley.
water showers.
Stop it.
Dude literally invented hot
Yeah.
water showers and open air baths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And flushing
I mean,
toilets.
it's only a matter of time before they have like I said, they're working on a magic train. It's probably a matter of time before they have cars or some sort of automobile like thing. So I don't know. It's only a matter of time.
and then the Angel Nation attacked.
Yeah. Well,
Or
Everything
Well,
changed when the air.
that's later.
everything changed when
The
the
Angel
Flying
Nation
Nation and when the Flyer Nation.
The
attacked.
Flying Nation.
The
That's it.
Flyer Nation
Yeah.
attacked.
Oh, the Flyer Nation.
Yeah, the Flyer Nation.
Good.
Angels, the
Good.
Flyer Nation attacked.
Angels. Excuse me. There was no surrounding castle town. Dwellings for Magicborn existed, but they were all out working under Geld right now. The elves were tending to them as well, for when they eventually came back. And this is the entrance into the ruins. It's divided into 3 sections, with the deepest one serving as a crypt. Only the higher officials among us are allowed to enter, and only the Demon Lord Clayman himself knows what lies in the middle section and beyond. Hakuro mentioned this as in his own report, but the ruin entrance was right inside the castle. So you know how the topmost section is structured? Yes, all the treasures in the top section has already been recovered, so we are currently using the area for our residences. Oh, that's them. There were so many empty rooms inside that it could easily house over 1,000 beds. Okay. We opened the door and went in. It was supposed to be underground, but the space was filled with soft light. What's this light? Ah, yes, this is a perpetual magic-driven effect. It is synchronized with the passage of the sun, so it gets dark at nighttime. Bless you. Heavens! Bless you again. Heavens! Magic from the distant past is still in operation today? This alone is a huge discovery. It's being treated as the most normal things here, but I'd like to thoroughly investigate it. Is the magic active in the other sections? Yes, I had a glance deeper in when I accompanied Lord Clayman, but the central section was just as bright. The elder patiently answered all our questions, and back and forth that continued for a while to come. I could see how excited the team was, and that energy was starting to rub off on us. Better stay out of their way, Gupta. Right. Getting kind of nervous, huh? We whispered at each other as we looked around the first section. It looked pretty lived in, so I could believe the Dark Elves called it home. So if you live here, you don't see any monsters come up from below? Guess if there's a crypt, I'd expect ghosts and stuff. Goblins even. Sorry, I had to add that.
Ghosts and goblins.
The elder, yeah. The elder snickered at Gupta's query. No need to worry about that. There's only one door leading to the underground, and only Lord Clayman could open it. Milam raised an eyebrow. Well, if it won't open, let's just break it down. Certainly. One swing of my blade, and all shall be pulverized. No, we need to examine it first. Please, no breaking anything. I rushed in to keep their extremists from having their way. Right. Good point. Better be more careful than that, Shion. Yes, that was close. If I didn't hear that, then I would have lost hold of myself. That's just what I was anxious about. But at least they were open to guidance. So we made our way through the rather extensive ruins, past the Dark Elf settlement and up to a single very large door, the same size as the first, but with a very apparent magical seal on it. This appears to be part of a magic or a defense mechanism powered by ancient magic. It might wake up the entire city defense system if we touch it. Defense system? Is it still active? We'll need to be careful. If we trip it, the expedition might have to be called up very quickly. Kagali stiffened as she gave the warning, and her team's faces all tightened up too. I wonder how Clayman got this thing opened. Was Clayman involved with running these ruins or something? No, he came to the forefront only just recently. I doubt he was involved with them before that point. I think he managed to undo this magical seal. Follow the correct procedure, and I think it should open without complaint. Yes. Even Clayman could tackle this one, if he had enough time. Didn't he have some unique skill along those lines?
Affirmative. Manipulator. The power to convert information into encrypted messages that can be sent and received.
Right, that one. He could probably use it to decrypt whatever data he saw, which was a good way to analyze and break open magic seals like this one. By the way, have I obtained that skill yet?
Understood. The skill was an inferior version of the powers my master already has, so it was dismantled and absorbed as energy. As a formality, control terrain has been added to control laws.
Shit, okay.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah. Well, no wonder I didn't hear about it. If it's not worth reporting, Raphael doesn't tell me about it, but if Clayman could do it, so can I. It's really Raphael doing it, but whatever. This could be quite a long battle. Quite a challenge to start out with, but this is still a good environment compared to what we've dealt with before. Let's settle down and start deciphering this. The team was enthusiastic about getting to work, for sure. Meanwhile, I laid a hand on the door, the energy flowing through the veins in the earth, I could tell, was spreading out across the walls that went through the magic seal. I see. Excuse me. When we break down the door, or this door, that'll knock out all the light in this section. All the energy would be diverted towards eliminating the intruders, and then it'd heal itself once everything was safe again, perhaps. Staying in operation like this for over 1,000 years. This is the work of a highly advanced civilization of magic. It was Greek to me if I was alone, but thanks to all the support I had here, this was pretty easy to follow. It was even kind of fun, like a puzzle. Working my way through the magic seal like a worksheet full of mathematical problems, I managed to figure out how to open it. Oh, here we go. Run some magic power through here. That'll open up an input window for an encrypted spell. I turned back towards everyone, only to find the team staring at me, jaw down on the floor. Oops. In an instant, I knew I had gone too far. It was so much fun analyzing it, but this was their job, wasn't it? Sorry. Kind of got carried away. No, not a problem at all. Kagali offered me some comfort, but I really felt like I was stepping on some toes here. Butting in too much would be regrettable, so I decided to sit back and fluff up Ranga's mane for a while. But with the kind of gang I brought along, that wasn't going to happen. Well, I just solved it too. Milam was already bounding around the door. Oh, I'm pretty stumped, I guess. Meanwhile, Gobta was bringing a quizzical hand to his head. Several of the team members were debating amongst themselves, voices and eyes bright. This all happened thanks to a question from Kagali. Sir Rimuru, would you mind explaining how you deciphered this? I was deep into giving Ranga a grooming session, but if she was asking, I had to answer her. So in front of an eager-to-learn audience, I went over the steps I took to decipher the magic seal. First, before you examine the complete shape, you need to examine what kind of magical formula has been added to it. Then you divided that formula into individual sections. So you look for the newest spell first. Right. You're figuring out which formula will keep the complete shape from working right if you take it out. And then you repeat that as you try to grasp the core features of the spell. After that, it's just a matter of taking all the correct answers and stacking them on top of each other. I see. So get rid of the false data and keep the spells that work false data and keep the spells that work correctly. I had heard this was a team of elite explorers, so they certainly were quick learners. Just a little advice from me, and their understanding grew deeper and deeper. So with trap spells, they're usually complete packages in and of themselves, right? They're kind of like leaves and branches coming out from the main tree, separate from the flow at the foundation. That's assuming the main purpose of the spell isn't to activate the trap, of course, but... So they're in the main flow of the seal, but we can't afford to ignore them, huh? I guess my experience educating children was paying off. The team found my teaching style really easy to grasp. Having so much success lifted my spirits, so I kept on demonstrating my approach to magic seal analysis. In the midst of this, Milam went and got the door completely unsealed. A few others followed quickly after her, but it was then that the Dark Elders spoke again.
Did she break it?
Everybody. Huh?
No, she didn't break
Did Milam
it.
break the door?
No, she literally undid the seal. She just
Okay,
Yeah,
just making sure.
she
We're talking about Milam
properly
here.
she properly undid the seal.
Okay,
Dude,
okay.
she has Milam
Wow.
eyes. She
surprising.
could literally do it by herself if she
Just-
wanted to. She has.
She probably
Milam
thought
eyes.
it was fun, so she's like,
she
yeah.
yeah. Literally figured out how to do it on her own. It's not like for her, it's not that difficult.
Mhm.
I just know that she likes to destroy stuff. So.
Yeah, she is a child, but she's actually a lot smarter than she seems.
Mhm.
Wow, that's a lot.
Aw.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm hungry and this
Wow.
food's a little hot.
That's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Take your time.
Thought you were
Everybody,
Temperature
we
or-
prepared dinner for you.
Temperature or spice?
Temperature.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Temperature. Oh, spicy food is nice though.
Spicy
Everybody,
food.
we prepared dinner for you. It's in Moon's room. Go get it.
It's in Moon's.
Yeah,
What?
go get
We
it.
prepared food
Nothing.
for you. It's in Moon's room. Go get it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it says.
I don't
Everybody,
have
we
enough
prepared
for
dinner you.
everyone.
Well, tough.
You will though.
'Cause we're coming, and
They'll
we're
have to
hungry.
fight to the death for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, something's
I
Looks
will
like
win.
meat's
Right?
back on the menu,
I got
boys.
swords, man. I will
Looks
win.
like
Yeah.
meat's back on the menu, boys.
Arr.
I heard they taste like chicken.
I mean, I like the concept that orcs know about restaurants and menus. It's a pretty nice thought. Anyway,
What'd you say about me?
Yeah, I was fixing to say, you say menus. I'm imagining them holding up a little
Holding-
menu.
They're
Like
worshiping,
like,
Hell
like a
9000
very
looking thing.
fancy.
they're just
Like a
worshiping.
baby menu.
They're
Yep.
just worshiping like a little HAL 9000. Yeah.
Yep.
Whom do you serve? Rimuru.
You goddamn
Reamer.
right. You goddamn right.
That is
Yeah.
the correct answer.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Everybody, we prepared
It's
dinner for
actually
you.
terrifying how much more of a threat she would be if she didn't act like a child 99.99% of the time. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But
All right, anyway,
I feel like
getting
most of the
back
time
to-
she's just bored.
getting back to the
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. Everybody, we prepared dinner for you. I'm sure you're tired from your long journey, so why don't we finish up work for today? Only now did I realize we were into the evening hours. Yeah, the real expedition could begin tomorrow. Let's wrap up things for now. We can get the door open for good soon enough. Okay, want to stop here? Sounds good. It feels strange describing it as a long journey, but we can get down to business starting tomorrow. With Kagali's agreement, our work ended for the day. The next morning, Kagali formally opened the door. Her fully equipped team lined up behind her. A blue light flickered as the door silently slid away. And there we go. The team cheered. Well done, I said as I took a step inside. Yeah, and there was much rejoicing. Yay.
Yeah.
In this middle
Come on,
section, the
guys,
light
give
wasn't
us
as
a
bright
little
as above.
enthusiasm.
Schmeh.
There you go. That's all you get.
Schmeh.
Come on, Chad. You could give us more
feel something
enthusiasm than we're
coming.
giving.
Schmeh.
Schmeh.
It's just like the bridge series. Just no one wants to be there, really.
I'm just waiting for
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the moment where we get like a big sports anime that we decide to abridge and everybody's gathered around in
Haikyuu.
like a big huddle.
It's probably
and
Haikyuu.
we get like a big huddle where everybody's together and they're like,
Mhm.
all right, everybody, all right, team, schmeh on 3, and nobody gets
Schmeh.
it except us. So we're like, all right, 1, 2, 3, schmeh. Like,
We could do Keijo. That's one of the few sport animes that I know.
Oh,
But Keijo's different, so
I'm not doing butt
Keijo
wrestling.
would have to be all female.
you understand what it is. I was hoping that somebody didn't. They would look it up.
I've watched
Yeah.
it.
Everyone loves
That's
butt
funny.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Although to be fair, they actually do some shonen stuff.
dude, if I was gonna do that, I would have done the slime OVAs and just called it Keijo abridged.
Oh, hell
Because
yeah.
there's
Yeah, but
literally
though.
there's literally an episode of Slime that has that in there, and it's called Hey
Oh, yeah.
Butts.
Yep.
It was like, okay, it was like, I know it's supposed to be memey and fan servicey and stuff, but like eventually
Oh,
you
that's
go
OVAs,
past that and
bro,
it's like,
bro,
holy shit,
bro, if
there's
I
some
was
high
gonna-
stakes and shit.
Bro,
It's
if I
crazy.
was you guys are saying Ice Shield 21, bro, if I was gonna abridge anything at this point that's like insanely hype, beyond hype, I would abridge Blue Lock at this point. Like that is like 5,000 levels of hype. It is insane.
Hoip.
It is hype.
It'd be cool if I could abridge Steins Gate if I had the choice, but I don't know.
We're
That'd be
kind
kinda
of
fun.
sort of already doing that, to be fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I
Also-
met scientist.
Also,
He's
how
so
do
cool.
how do we get people
Son
into
of a
Gundam?
bitch.
Gay girls, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. There's some cool mechs in that one too. Witch of
Bro.
Mercury. It's really, really, really hard to get a Gundam Aria right now. Okay, sorry, talking about Gunpla for a sec, but it's really stupidly hard to get one right now.
To be
They're really
fair,
fucking
to be
expensive.
fair,
but anyway.
Passion.
I gotta be 100% honest with you. Witch from
Mhm.
Mercury has probably the best Gundam soundtrack, the best Gundam OST I've heard in a long ass time. Like Jesus fucking.
That's
Christ.
cool.
Witch from
I
Mercury
haven't
has-
listened to a lot of Gundam music by itself, but
Have you seen some of
Yeah.
the Gundam? Have you seen Witch from Mercury? Have you seen
Mm.
some of the fights that are in that? When that woman starts singing,
2 or 3.
when that woman starts
Oh.
singing in the background, Jesus fucking Christ, shit go down.
Oh, you mean like in the first episode when Arya uses the things, like the laser things?
Dude, it's just fucking anytime
Like
something
that.
happens. Like
I guess that's true.
Why do I hear
Mm.
boss music?
there is a fucking orgy scene, right? That's
Yeah, that's
literally
fair.
that is what it should.
I should
be,
watch it
dude.
again. Or
There's
watch
a-
the first episode again,
Dude,
but like
dude,
pay more
you should
attention
just-
to the music because
you
I was
should-
just watching the cool robots.
You should watch
So-
all 12 episodes of the
I mean, yeah.
of the first core. Like,
Although I was spoiled about what happens in the end because nobody would shut the fuck up about it, so it's okay.
I don't even
Anyway.
understand. I don't even understand why everybody's spoiling it. It's like, oh my god,
It's
it's
like,
crazy. And
Oh
it's like,
They
wow!
want to talk
Really?
about it.
really? That's
Yeah,
the
it's
thing. That
fine. I
everybody-
know, but it's still like,
I
are
don't
you
understand
serious?
why everybody's like so like, oh my
It's like-
god about it. It's like, okay, sure, whatever.
It's like Gundam. Come on, man.
They're like,
It's Gundam anyway.
they're like, oh man, that's so
Ugh.
fucked up. I'm like, dude, that doesn't even rank on the top 50 most fucked up things that have happened in Gundam.
There was a Gundam part where like a girl was, or there was a robot battle happening, of course, and like it was from the perspective of people
It's
on the
Gundam, of
ground,
course.
and like one of the robots fired a bunch of shells off, and one of the shells like hit one of the pedestrians in the head and like killed her instantly. So I was like, oh, fuck,
Yeah,
That's-
Gundam.
that's pretty bad.
people
Huh.
are like, holy shit, there's some fucked up shit that happens. I was like, welcome to Gundam.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
it's
very
like-
rarely do
it's
they.
like- It's
Oof.
like, bruh, welcome to fucking Gundam. People thought Gundam
Mhm.
was crazy when we got to Iron-Blooded Orphans and you met the Turbines. And like literally, all right, Moon, I will pitch this one thing to you and you're going to watch Iron-Blooded Orphans. There's a group called the Turbines. The boss is one dude. Everybody else and this entire group is a woman. And they're a hot ass woman. It is literally this man who has set up his entire fucking harem. They're all his goddamn wives.
Good for him.
You said it was called what
Good
now?
for him.
It is called Gundam Wing. It is called Gundam
Yeah.
Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Hey, I'm gonna
Yeah,
add that to
that's
the
the one
list.
with Barbados.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
one with Barbados.
That's the
Think
one with
about that,
Barbados.
too.
It is literally
Mhm.
okay. So you got Gundam
Is-
Witch from Mercury, and the Gundam
Mhm.
series that was right before it was Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Mm-hmm.
I can't actually
It
remember.
is
Was
50
Iron Blood-
episodes. It is 50 episodes long. It is probably, I would say, okay, no, was Seed in HD?
I don't know.
Or was it
actually.
I'm
right
not-
before
I actually don't know.
HD? Or was it right before
I mostly
HD?
just do the Gundam
I
models.
think Seed
so
was before.
I haven't watched a
HD.
lot of the show.
But
Surprisingly.
this one was in. But yeah, this Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans did not play around, and oh my god, I gotta tell you, Iron-Blooded Orphans probably has the best intro and outro of all the Gundams I've ever fucking seen, because like Raise Your Flag and Orphan's Tears, god damn, you want to talk about raising the hype levels.
It is one of the most like beloved
Right before
anime
HD
and
for
mecha stuff.
Seed.
in
Okay,
You
Japan,
so
say
this is-
so-
Orphan's Tears, and I start thinking your favorite Martian.
Orphans, no me da.
I heard that like Iron Blood seemed like a good if you haven't watched Gundam before, this is a good show to start. with.
Here's the
Does that
thing.
seem
Here's the
right?
thing, because like Iron
I
Blooded
think they're all
Orphans-
pretty much
here's the thing.
standalone though.
No, they're
so-
not all standalone. They're not all
Oh.
standalone, and that's what's crazy. Gundam Wing
Yeah,
is standalone.
I guess so.
Gundam Wing is standalone.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it takes place. It's not. There's a lot of Gundam series that take place in Universal Century. There's a
Mhm.
lot that fall under Universal Century. Gundam Wing stands alone. Iron Blooded Orphan stands alone, and I think
G Gundam?
I-
Does that stand alone?
I don't know if G Gundam is standalone.
G
but-
Gundam's fun. I like G Gundam.
But from what I understand so far, Witch from Mercury is standalone. And
Mm.
what I like about Witch from Mercury is while it does have some of the classic Gundam tropes, this isn't countries fighting against each other or space versus Earth. Well, it is a little space versus Earth, but it's actually
Mostly
corporations.
people.
No, it's corporations versus each other.
Mm.
That's what
Yeah,
it is.
that makes-
and
yeah,
that's it's
yeah.
like I like how fucking G Gundam is standalone, says Revan. And
Cool, thanks.
I like how Giguk described it. It is literally Elon Musk having a wet
Giguk.
dream.
Fuck. Okay.
This is the Gundam where Elon Musk is having a wet dream. I will say right now, check out those stories. Also, Mikagisi god damn it.
Names.
Mikaguchi August.
Mikaguchi.
No, not Mikaguchi. Mikazuki August is the one that will he will not let you down. This motherfucker, who is the main character of Iron Blooded Orphans, he does not play. Like, he is down to business. He does not have time to fuck around. So he does not have time for the will they won't they bullshit. So if you're like, oh, is he gonna be that anime protagonist that's gonna make you wait 30 fucking episodes before he decides to get with the girl? Fuck no. He's like, oh, are we gonna do this smash and pass bullshit? No. He's gonna go walk right up to the main character girl and he's gonna be like, girl, give me them lips.
I
Like,
guess
he don't
if
have
you're
time.
piloting Barbados.
He doesn't have
know.
time. He does not
Ain't
have
nobody
time.
got time for this.
And nobody got
Mm.
time for that. He's like, oh,
Barbados
what?
is also a good
Oh,
looking
what? What? I'm paralyzed except for when I hook up to Barbados, but this girl is like, hey, I don't
Wow.
I want something to remember you by, and he's like, all right, cool, you're willing? Cool. Let me hook up to Barbados real quick so I'm not paralyzed and let's smash.
Let me smash.
Literally that happens
just-
in the show. He literally plugs into Barbados so he can literally
Use his legs.
impregnate another girl.
Barbados is like, oh hey, you're calling upon me to oh god, okay, yep, okay, you guys go.
Literally, he goes,
no,
he
no.
goes,
Oh, come
he
on,
goes,
man.
he goes, Barbados. He goes, yo, Barbados, be my wingman on this. Like a 50-foot tall Gundam. He goes, he plugs into a 50-foot tall Gundam to be his wingman. I'm like, come on, bro. This is
I mean-
the man, Chad. He hooks
Barbados
up to a
sitting there
robot.
like, I'm living vicariously through you.
He's like,
Let me
this is the
say-
first show.
You know
Barbados
This
is
what?
is
like,
the
I'm not
first
gonna be able
show.
to do this otherwise.
This
so
is the
let's do
first
it.
series that you have seen a Gundam help
Okay.
someone get laid. Literally. God damn. Chad
That's
shit.
pretty cool.
This is
Excuse me.
I
fucking
guess
Chad
Barbados
shit.
is also known for smashing a lot of shit too. So
True.
This is just
Yeah.
a different type of smash that it's learned about now.
Also,
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you straight out. This is probably like, and this is pretty fucked up because like Gundam is known for having some fucked up sad shit happen. But
Mhm.
and keep in mind, I haven't seen all of the Gundam shit that's out there, but Iron Blooded Orphans is probably one of the saddest Gundams I've ever watched. Like that
How
shit
could
is
it be sad?
depressing.
It helps someone get laid.
Overall, that shit is pretty depressing. But god damn it, when you get to the end, you're gonna be so fucking glad that you watched it. It is a fucking experience, but you're gonna be glad that you watched it. Like, watch it all the way through
That's
to the
good.
end. Watch it all the way through to the end, even though you're not gonna like what happens with some of the characters, because you're gonna like some of these characters. You're not gonna like
Yeah.
what happens to some of
It's-
these characters.
It's
But at the end of
Gundam.
the day,
Safer.
follow their stories all the way through. Because
I guess safe for like. No,
you may not like what happens to their characters, but you're gonna like what happens to what happens to the motherfuckers that did the things that happened to their characters.
Just dues are coming.
The comeuppance.
comeuppance, yeah.
The comeuppance that the douchemags in this series are gonna get.
Douchemangs.
Oh.
Yeah. It feels good.
Oh.
I guess it's gonna make me feel like I felt when I was watching
people-
Critical Role, the cartoon.
People who love the taste of just desserts are eating good in this series.
That's good.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I felt really redeemed.
Revenge porn has never tasted so good.
I mean, I hate feeling
High
like that
quality.
sometimes, but at the same time, it's like when a character you know deserves it, it's like, yeah, get him.
When they say revenge,
Like,
when they say revenge is a dish best served cold, man, it's a good thing that this shit takes place in space.
Oh, hey.
Because no one can hear you scream.
Because it's
or
fucking
cream, apparently.
because that shit is insta freeze. All right.
That is
Anyway,
ice cold.
Iron Blooded Orphans,
Anyway.
really good. I'm really enjoying
I do wanna
what I've
watch
seen of Witch from Mercury right now. It's
yeah,
so good.
I think if I'm
Mm.
gonna watch any, it'd probably be that one.
All right.
Mm.
Sorry,
start with
I
that one.
interrupted the book. You
All
have
good.
10 more minutes to read. I interrupted your
all
time.
good. Oh, good. In this middle section, the light wasn't as bright as above. It was more of a dimmer glow, eternally shining from candlesticks installed in the stone walls. Another impressive piece of magical technology. Candlestick, yeah. Not real candles, but magic-driven illumination. As I walked along, astonished by them, Milam came up to me. It feels a lot more oppressive all of a sudden, huh? Yeah, the ceiling's a lot lower, and it feels like these stone walls are closing in on us. Pretty narrow corridor, too. But this is set up like kind of a maze. The corridor was maybe 6.5 feet wide. Two people standing next to each other would feel a little cramped. Milam and I were on the small side, so it wasn't a problem. But the people carrying large packs behind us probably had a rougher time of it. Sir Rimuru, who should we have up front? If this was a maze-like area, we'd have to figure out a path to take at every fork in the hallways. There might be traps in this place, too. We can detect traps for you as the leaders. Do you mind if we stay in the front? If you don't mind handling that for us, sure, or sure thing. With me around, you're safe no matter what shows up. Milam gave a reassuring nod before I could speak up. Nobody had any issue with that, so we were now leading the whole team. Kagali and her assistant were behind us. Oh, okay. Shion and Gobta took up the rear, serving as bodyguards for the rest of the team. Ranga was in my shadow, and the elder was watching the door for us. I couldn't wait for dinner from her tonight. I ambled along, using magic sense to survey the path ahead. The corridor was stone, but sometimes we passed by murals on the wall. Very pretty ones. Wow, these murals alone have a lot of artistic value. Do they? Sure, they must be depicting scenes from ancient times. This will probably be great to research. They're really worth a lot. Thinking about it, they do remind me of things I saw way back then. Or way back when. all right. To me, it's the faraway past, but to Milam, this is probably just a nostalgia trip. That'd make anyone a bit emotional, I bet. Better be careful with our expedition here. I wouldn't want to add any more damage to the wear and tear of time. Our explorations continued apace with no booby traps to speak of. We were now taking a break for lunch. All right, I'll begin cooking then. Oh, wait a minute. The elder made some box lunches for all of us. So let's go with those. I stopped a team member as he was trying to start a campfire and then took out enough lunches for everyone. It looked like everyone, or it must have looked like I conjured them up from nothing, but they were in my stomach, of course. That kept them well preserved, making it a useful skill for long journeys like this. Is that even possible? I could hear people whispering about me. Let them. Despite their confusion, they readily accepted the boxes. Ooh, that does look good, exclaimed Millam when she opened it up. On the menu today were sandwiches with tons of veggies, eggs, and smoked meat. Dark elf cuisine was all about uniquely heavy sauces. This one used here was a bit like mayonnaise, doing a great job of softening up the rather hard buns. If people still had trouble biting through them, that's where the vegetable soup came in. Poured into large wooden bowls. Used a hearty chicken broth, giving it a nice tasty body that really worked its way into the veggies for a satisfying treat. I have lots more, so don't be shy. The moment I shouted it, I was mobbed by team members, empty bowls in hand. Millam was the first in line, so I guess she was a fan. We almost never get good food this good outdoors. You're making us a very happy team today. I couldn't help but Kigali was needling me a little bit when she said that. I was just resolved not to butt in too much after all, so I could read between the lines. But if she thought this was cheating, I hoped she was willing to overlook it. Well, I'd like to avoid using fire in this place as we can. Fire? Right. We don't want fire to go out of control in here. Besides, we're underground. I think we've got good ventilation so far, but just in case, You were thinking that far ahead, huh? I wouldn't worry so much if we were outdoors, though. That was the truth. This was a tight corridor, and there was no ready source of water. If something happened, we might not have an escape route. That's why I felt it prudent to bring along boxed lunches from the start. Also, bathroom breaks. By the way, if any of you want to go to the bathroom, I'll set up a transport gate back to the entrance, so take care of that during our lunch break, okay? With that, I flipped the figurative switch on the transport gate. Some of them gave me you're kidding me stares, but, I figured they probably just do their business behind a rock or something otherwise. But I wanted to avoid that. This path eventually leads to a crypt after all, and I didn't want to profane it. I think you're worrying too much, and the dead might care anyway. Or it might not care anyway. No, I think we could learn from that. Kigali agreed with me. That was nice to see. So while everyone's taking a bathroom break, hey, is it alright if I try something out real quick? Or, hey, is it alright if I try something out real quick? I said to Kigali. What's that? Coming from you, I'd really like to know. What's up? Oh, hold on.
I just
Oh,
sniffled.
nothing. I heard snickering. Oh, I thought you were snickering.
No, I sniffled.
Well, in the labyrinth, you went. Okay, good. Well, in the labyrinth where I run, or one popular strategy right now is to rely on elemental communication. You have to be a shaman or elementalist to access that, but it lets you immediately discover the best path to take. Really? Because that sounds real convenient. Oh, Kigali didn't know much about that. I guess you wouldn't unless you're intimately involved in that stuff. Hey, I'm a shamanist. Can you tell me more about elemental communication? Ooh, lucky break there. I felt a little self-conscious about casting the spell myself, so perfect. The volunteer who spoke up was a woman versed in spirit magic, so I gave her a quick lecture on elemental communication. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I get it. She was geared toward the wind element, which made conversation between her and the spirits a relatively smooth process. Now we really won't get lost, huh? She said. The path goes into a dead end up ahead, so we'll want to go back 3 intersections and turn east. This is going to be hard to map out. Kind of. If you just listen to the spirit's voices all the time, you'll tire out the communicator. So you'll want to get the path down on paper, but of course I had Raphael handle that for me. Creating maps I could produce on paper was so much accuracy that you'd think I used some map-making software package. But hang on. Isn't there a magic spell that puts any diagram you can think of on paper? There definitely was, I thought. I saw it in the book 101 Wild and Wacky Spells I found in the library.
Or
Report.
apps that Raphael apparently has now.
Report. Search complete. It is the illusory magic thoughtography.
That's awesome. That's the one. Funny how
Thoughtography? You can make photos of thoughts?
No.
Yeah, you probably could.
Thoughtography means you literally map things out with your thoughts.
I'd want that. That'd be awesome.
joke.
Every artist wants
Not
that.
photography, as in cartography.
Thoughtography.
No. As in not photography, cartography.
Cartographer.
I
Yeah.
think
Cartography.
THOT.
Yeah. But thought,
Mhm.
but the idea was coming from cartography, not originally from photography. So it's what they're talking about is combining thought and cartography. So thoughtography. See, I knew where you were originally going with that, and I was like, nope. Let me clarify. Well, you got the wrong idea.
Let
Let
me
me go
just
ahead and
ruin that right now for you.
let me just go ahead and
So-
ruin that joke from you
So
real quick.
you can make a diagram of a thought.
No, you can make a diagram of the map that you have in your head.
The map of
The map of
could be
thoughts.
to their
So
houses.
so let me just
be where you
let me
find
just
one.
say to your idea, be gone, thought.
You were waiting. You were fucking waiting.
Yeah.
I knew you were waiting for it.
All right, anyway.
The way you said it. Anyway.
Yep.
Funny how there were still a lot of useful, important magic spells I
Funny
didn't know. How is that
joke.
spell? How is that a wild and wacky spell? It sounds like something like
All right,
in
anyway.
a survival book. Anyway,
Speaking of,
funny how there were. Yeah,
your
speaking
10 minutes
of.
are up.
Oh, okay, that's good.
All right,
Because I need a drink.
So where were we?
so I'm
That's
starting.
the
I'm
one.
taking over this way. I'm taking over
Okay.
this way. Yeah, Millum. Cartography. Is that a new type of magic? No, it's literally the study of maps. Anyway,
Yaps.
What's a map?
it's a type of quest. Anyway, funny how there were still a lot of useful, important magic spells I didn't know, but this kind of nonsense stuck in my brain so easily. I got some good slime cells in me, you know? So my memory skills are even better than before, but with stuff like this, it's like I was back to my old human mind again. Hey, anyone here know illusory magic? Oh, I'm a mysticist, still in training, but okay, try learning this spell for me then. Also, my friends and I all use thought communication to share ideas with one another. That would have made things easier, but if you wanted to teach something like this to regular person, magic was still your best bet. I had just a thing for a time like this. Suggestion: the best option would be the illusory magic channeling. Oh, there's that, huh?
Oh, hello.
So
Sorry, somebody's raiding.
Yep.
Oh, hello, Cody. Thank you for the raid.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, say hi to Cody.
Hi, Cody.
Cody. That was Dying Light.
He is one of us.
One
Did you-
of us.
One of
One
us.
of us.
One of us.
One of us. Did you plug in the light bulb that was dying?
God damn it.
There's a joke on stream
Mhm.
about that. That wasn't my thing. I'm just following up on it. Don't
Good.
kill me, please.
Oh, there's that, huh? So I taught thoughtography and channeling to the quick man who volunteered his mystic skills. Or his mysticist skills. He gave it a quick whirl, and right away he was drawing up maps with ease. Wow! We'll never get lost now! In fact, if we use this magic, we could draw out the full structure of these ruins. This will make future expeditions so much easier. Well, I'm glad everyone likes it. A map's fine and all, but it won't show us any traps or magic-driven mechanisms. Don't drop your guard. Kigali's order brought the jubilant team back to Earth. Impressive of her to notice that danger without me warning her about it. For today, we decided to go ahead and make our way to the bottom of this section first. We wound up reaching it before dinner. Day 3 began in front of the door to the third and final section. We decided to split up, one team disassembling the magic on the door and the other continuing their expedition of the middle section. I had given them an on-the-field tutorial on this yesterday, so today I was just supervising. Millum, Gobta, and Ranga were on the exploration team. Not much to do, eh, Sir Rimuru? Shion said. In that case, why don't you go make some drinks for the workers? Right away! Shion was right. We didn't really have much to do, but the team was still lobbing questions at me now and again, so I was enjoying it. Cheerfully, Shion set up a table, pouring coffee from a flask into the cups she had lined up. It was an oddly moving sight just a little bit ago. Letting Shion touch anything that might go into your mouth was verboten. All set. Care for a quick break, everyone? We all settled down to relax a bit, the team enjoying her coffee as they had a moment of peace. We still had an eye out for potential attacks, of course, but for now, nothing seemed forthcoming. Hopefully, I wasn't overthinking matters, but now that I was away from Veldora, Maribel and her cohorts might see this as their big chance. If they were going to act, it was now or never. I'd need to stay on my toes as I saw how things went. That, and I needed to keep Kigali and her team guarded, too. I ran a quick analyze and assess, but nobody seemed suspicious among any of them. They all had the abilities they claimed to have, and there was no sign they were under anyone's control, whether via their desires or not. If they were brainwashed, then my eyes, or Raphael's eyes really, must be deceiving me. I felt safe in dismissing that possibility. But what if they weren't brainwashed, but following orders they truly believed in? That could happen too, so I couldn't rest easy yet. But none of them were a threat to my life. So I sat back and enjoyed my coffee. After a while, Milim came back carrying a ton of stuff. Rimuru, look at this! I found so much booty! To be accurate, she was riding on Ranga empty-handed, while Gobta and the other team members were loaded down with swag. Check it out! They're all so perfectly infused with magicules. This alone ought to be a huge harvest for us, huh? She was right. Most of their booty was battle equipment, and while they were no doubt fine pieces in their heyday, crafted by talented artisans, the magisteel inside them had settled down and vastly upgraded their abilities. Oh, you're right. There's not much artistic value, but you could still use a lot of this stuff today. Right? And look! This one has to be a unique. It was extremely valuable. Not the sort of thing you'd want to have lying around, I thought. It aroused my suspicion. Where'd you find this stuff? Because I doubt Clayman left it untouched without a reason. Well, there was actually a trap I set off by accident, and a bunch of these golems came lumbering up to us. They were carrying all this stuff, she explained. That sounded like something I shouldn't ignore there. You set off a trap? No. It went off the moment I stepped into this one corridor. I think even you would have had trouble avoiding it. Yeah, we used magic to detect traps with every hallway when it went down. We weren't being careless or anything, Gobta added. Millen and Gobta claimed they were being careful, and judging by testimony from the rest of the team, they weren't lying. Something must have been programmed with certain biological life form patterns, repelling any intruders who didn't match them. If he didn't know the acceptable wavelengths beforehand, it was impossible for anyone to deactivate. The only logical way through was by force. Sounds like you had no choice then. Some of these traps are pretty complex, huh? Oh, yes! It sure taught me a thing or two. We should have set something like that up in our own dungeon. A whole corridor that only allowed pre-selected people through. Maybe this whole section of the ruins was designed to ward people away from the crypt. Then perhaps we should assume there are lots of other golems bearing unique weapons. Their weapons must have evolved right in their hands while they were on standby over so many years. It's boggling to think that. Cogley was right. Good thing we had Milim and Gobta with us. If this expedition team were by themselves, there was a decent chance the golems would have killed them. Nothing might have happened yesterday, but I bet there are more traps like that in this section of the ruins. But no need to panic. Let's try to act more carefully from tomorrow forward. Right. It'll be a while before we have the door analyzed, so tomorrow, just when Kigali was voicing her agreement, the earth began to shake. A gigantic burst of energy shot across the entire region, including these ruins. Fragments of rock fell from the ceiling, adding to the stress and terror. What was that? We gotta get out of here. It's gonna cave in. Kigali raised her voice to calm her team. Pipe down. That was just a single jolt. It's not an earthquake. A structure this solid won't fall that easily. Just stay calm and start evacuating. That was enough to restore order among the team, a testament to how well trained they were. So what was that? The cool as a cucumber Gobti casually asked. Some kind of a shock wave just ran across the surface, I think. A pretty big one, too, so it might have affected the palace. I had a transport gate handy if we needed it, so I wasn't panicking as I answered him. Still, though, like Kigali said, it wasn't an earthquake, but some kind of localized energy blast, which meant it had to be man-made. But just as I was thinking about going back up to look over things, my instincts reacted. Report! Hostile force detected. At this point in time, the ruin's defensive system has activated. A large number of activating golems have been detected. There are also other intruders going into the ruins. Alarms began to blare, followed by a mechanical-sounding voice. Intruders into Armrida detected. Eliminate at once. Intruders into Armrida detected. Eliminate at once.
Pretty much his spidey senses went off.
The repeating voice made the danger crystal clear. Oh, sorry. Let me do that again. I was thinking about the voice, and I was like, nope.
Exterminate.
Intruders into
Exterminate.
Armrida detected. Eliminate at once. Intruders into Armrida detected. Eliminate at once. The repeating voice
It's like
made
a
the
gamma.
danger crystal clear. Now things were critical. The surface wasn't guaranteed to be safe, and we had an emergency inside the ruins. You're kidding! Did Amrida's defense system just go off by itself? Cogley's cool, unaffected demeanor was gone now. There are intruders coming inside, I said. Maybe they set off some kind of trap. Too bad the golems won't listen if we tell them we're not involved. And frankly, I was starting to doubt Cogley herself. She was right near the door. Maybe she couldn't set off the defenses while I wasn't... Maybe she could have set off the defenses while I wasn't paying attention? And look at the timing. Other people entering the ruins just when the alarm goes off? That had to be deliberate. You notice anything, Millum? No, I didn't hear a thing. Millum could pick up all thought communications and magical conversations around her. Trying to hide anything from her was pointless, but she didn't overhear anything unusual. I thought the intruders might have been connected to Kigali, but maybe I jumped to conclusions. So she's innocent? Report cannot reach a conclusion. If there's a soul corridor connection, it is possible to engage in hidden thought communication. So I couldn't feel safe yet. I really hated having to protect a potential spy while dealing with enemies. If she would have been kind enough to reveal herself and ditch me at this point, it'd make things a lot easier. But oh well. We're in a bad situation. I think the intruders must be from the organization coming after me, I said. Ah, it's really true. So that earthquake too? But what kind of fools would take on a demon lord? The team seemed honestly surprised about all this. I didn't question any of their motives. I suppose I'd have to brace myself and keep them protected as I fended off this adversary. Well, don't worry. I promise I'll step up to keep you all safe. They looked at me surprised. Well, that's mean. Did they assume I'd abandon them all here? We were getting along pretty well. I kind of hoped they trusted me more. Just what you wished for, huh, Rimuru? Said Millum. Yeah, though I'm not too sure whether they caught me or I caught them. We'll have to see right now. Just as Raphael predicted, the enemy took the bait. I won't ask how they managed to get in. With the kind of talent they had to choose from, it'd be a snap to sneak past the Dark Elves up top. Well, let's take this opportunity to end things here. I was anticipating this, and I debated over how to address it. There was nothing to panic about. Quickly, we all moved into our planned intercept positions. Sorry. The second trimmer came along. What's that? I really don't like the sounds of that. Even Gobta was growing concerned about events outside. But I didn't have time to answer him, because now I could see it. An ominous dragon advancing upon us from faraway skies. Whoa! That's real bad. It was hard inside the ruins like this, but I used magic sense to follow the magicules to the outside. There, I could see a dragon, as vicious as they came. It looked like Veldora on the outside, but a measure larger overall. Its skin was ragged, festering, almost rotting off, and its massive aura was exploding out of control. One look told me it packed a massive amount of magical energy, far beyond what an awakened demon lord possessed. This was a catastrophe level threat. That bad?
This is an Avengers level threat.
Code A! Code A!
That bad?
Hmm?
Yeah. Looks like a dragon, but it's way beyond an archdragon. It's probably stronger than a dragon lord, even. Maybe it's one of Veldora's siblings? Sir Veldora? It was outside the whole framework of what defined a dragon. My only guess was that it was a true dragon, but it didn't have Veldora's grandeur or personality at all. Maybe grandeur was the wrong term to describe that doofus, actually, but this dragon just seemed different from him, fundamentally. That! Then Milim suddenly opened her eyes wide. Rimuru? I think I got some business to take care of. That dragon! She squinted into the empty space in front of her, then used spatial transport to vanish from the scene. Judging by her panic, I could see where this was going. If Milim was freaking out over something, it was usually of her own doing, and that meant the enemy found one serious skeleton in her closet. I really can't believe this, but I think that's Milim's dragon friend she sealed away long ago. It didn't get resurrected. It didn't get resurrected. Someone's unsealed it and is controlling its will now. What? Is that true, Cerebro? Yeah, I'm feeling these intense shockwaves. Not even I might be able to beat it. I was telling the truth.
Oh.
Charybdis, made from the remains of Veldora's power, was like an insect compared to this thing. The sheer hatred and rage was overpowering. I doubted it would ever stop until it destroyed the whole world. And the scary thing was, all of its emotions were painted over black in my mind. Maribel's emotional takeover skills were controlling that thing. A chaos dragon. I never thought I'd see such a tyrant in this day and age, Kikali muttered, and I firmly agreed. Thank heavens Milim was here. I was sure she could beat that guy and put it back to sleep for us. Then I wouldn't have anything to worry about. For now, we had our own things to take care of. Gobta, Shion, we have guests to welcome. Roger that. I'm on it. Those puny little dolls are no match for me. I thought about opening a transport gate to evacuate the expedition team to the surface, but I didn't think I'd have the time. An organized legion of golems was now here for us, bearing down at full speed as we stood in front of the door. Shion stepped forward, brandishing her large sword. Unfortunately, it caught on the corridor's low ceiling. Damn it! Check your surroundings! Sorry, just a little mistake. A little mistake could cost you your life. It cost her a bit, judging by the spear from one golem that was now stuck inside her. That nonsense left her wide open, and I really wish she'd get it together for a change. It's too cramped to fight in here. I don't know what's beyond, but maybe there's a bigger space in the third section. Then we can have them hurry up with deactivating it. Nah, at this point, I'll just do it myself. Sorry, guys, but time's up. Ranga, help those two. While Gobta, Shion, and Ranga bought me time for me, I quickly wrapped up the door for us. The alarms were still blaring. All the traps were activated. I wanted to avoid violence in here to keep the ruins intact as possible, but luckily the door opened without much of a challenge. Get inside! Heeding my words, the expedition team quickly ran down the stairway inside. None of them demonstrated a hint of panic. Kigali followed behind, and I joined her, protecting her back as we all went into the crypt area. The dead were asleep here, but it didn't look the part. It was an enormous, brightly lit space, large enough to house a broad, grass-covered plain. I almost forgot everything as I marveled at the landscape, but now was no time for surprises. Soon, Gobta was down the stairs, the golems not far behind, and as the battle began anew, Now, however, things were turning around. Shion had full freedom of movement, and now she was pulverizing these golems. At this point, I didn't want to let anyone escape. When I strike hard, and my foes probably think the same way. After all, they were trying to keep me isolated in here, even if it meant risking the wrath of Milim. I didn't think they'd go that far. Honestly, I'd probably underestimated Maribel. But no more. Understood. Shifting into full power battle mode. Quietly, I finished my preparations. All restrictions I placed on myself were removed. Holy shit.
Release
Training
restraints
weights are
level
off.
1.
No, release restraint level 0.
Wow.
To get myself ready for the enemy to come, now I just had to wait for the ringleader. There were a large number of golems, but we had the advantage. Shion was kicking up a huge ruckus and Ranga was going berserk. In between them, Gobta was destroying each golem with the gun he had, one at a time. He even had enough time to reload at regular intervals. Seeing how in control he was, the expedition team looked pretty reassured. I'm surprised there was actually an attack, but what kind of force would attempt to attack a demon lord, even waking up a chaos dragon for it? Kigali must have been curious about that. She seemed disturbed, the concern clear in her voice. If it was an act, she was good at it, but I still didn't know what lay in her heart. Sorry to drag you into this. Not at all. If there's a living chaos dragon out there, I wouldn't feel safer with anybody else, Sir Rimuru.
Hey, easy.
Yeah, we need to report this to Guild HQ and figure something out. But if the Demon Lord Milim loses, there's not much we can do, is there? We need to survive this first. I don't know who deliberately set off the trap, but that was such an evil thing to do. I was seeing some optimistic opinions among the team. They sure knew how to mentally switch gears on a dime. I told you I was going to protect you, right? And if I win, we're good. I tried to keep it casual as I calmed them down. I had Gobta and Ranga here, not to mention Shion, and Milim, strongest among all the demon lords, wasn't going to let a chaos dragon beat her. It wasn't a good situation, but it wasn't a terrible one either. We had to kill our foes, survive this onslaught, and address our anxieties. Simple. Kigali must have been relieved a little because she didn't say anything else for a bit. I turned my eyes toward Gobta's battle, waiting for the adversaries to come. You have many foes, Sir Rimuru, she whispered. Is that because you're a demon lord? I was unoccupied while waiting for my enemy, so I casually replied to her. It wasn't voluntary on my part, but yes. Why is that? The kingdom of Pharmas provoked me. With Clayman, my foe was messing with me, so I had to respond. Hinata the Saint had the wrong idea about me. In every case, it was started by the other side. I just played along. In a way, it was self-defense. It was? So you never start anything, Sir Rimuru? Well, maybe I can't say that. With this particular enemy, it's kind of a conflict between motivations. Our philosophies don't mesh. This would have happened sooner or later anyway, I think. You can't resolve it without fighting? Sure we can. But that resolution would probably never come until I swallowed up the other side. If they didn't want that, they were probably right to do this. With the twin superpowers of Dworgen and Thalion at their side, Tempest would have no reason to lose in an economic war with the Western nations. If the enemy did nothing, I'm certain that we would have annexed them all, financially speaking. Raphael's way faster than a quantum computer. I wouldn't stand for anyone dissing it. Oh? So you think the other side's justified in this, then? Are they? Maybe we could have accepted the differences in our principles and agreed to some mutual concessions. If we were never going to get involved with one another again in the future, that might have worked. But if they're justified, then so am I. I had no interest in doing whatever they said, and they didn't want me ruling over them. And if that's how it was, confrontation was the only choice. In a way, economic warfare is even more terrifying than the kind with guns and tanks. There's no defined surrender in one, and as long as the other side doesn't fall under your umbrella, it never ends. Thus, you could say that my foes turning to military warfare was a stroke of luck. This way, once they realize they can't win, they'll have to admit defeat. But even if that was their only choice, the question of whether it was just or not is another issue entirely. Well, justice can mean a ton of different things, depending on your viewpoint. I'm not saying I'm absolutely correct, but if I retreat here, that's going to worsen my position. The only choice I have is to fight. It's not that I couldn't have taken a more modest path, but if I bent, all my friends would have gone down with me. Even so, if you respected the other side's position and tried talking to one another to search for a better relationship, don't you think you could have avoided hostilities? That's a tough one. How should I answer it? I didn't have to worry about it. A young girl's voice answered for me. It's impossible. So impossible. People have endless desires. You can't ask them to be patient. And if the other side bends, and the demands get bigger and bigger, that's part of being human. Right. If I conceded, I'd like to believe the other side would understand. But that's just not realistic. If I were just another citizen who could believe in fairy tales, maybe. I could have given you an earful of all that idealistic stuff, but from a politician's point of view, there's just no way I can believe in that nonsense. And I guess my adversary thought the same way. You know, I think the exact same thing. I'm the Demon Lord Rimuru. You are. Good to meet you. My name is Maribel. I'm your enemy. Somewhere along the line, all the golems had been defeated. There, I saw a girl. I saw a girl I caught sight of at the Founders Festival. The enemy I anticipated, and one far bolder than I ever imagined. I'd figured she'd be the sly sort who didn't venture out herself, but I wasn't expecting to see her right here in front of me. And it wasn't just Maribel. 3 others were next to her. Gay? Looking completely changed. A man in knightly clothing, and Yuki Kagarazaka. The sight disturbed Kagali and the team. Guildmaster, why are you here? No. Were you after the Demon Lord's life? You're kidding me. Then why did you order us to explore the ruins? Yuki demonstrated zero response to these questions. Just as Glinda said, you must have been under her complete control. All right. Moon, take over.
Sir Yuki, what is the meaning of this? Are you turning your backs on us? Kagali's voice was full of anger. It sounded like that came from the heart, but that didn't matter anymore. I really wanted to end this farce soon and go back up Milim, but before that, yeah, you certainly are my enemy. But before we fight, there's one thing I'd like to ask if that's okay, I said. I turned my eyes toward the blonde-haired girl. The expedition seemed thrown by my choice, but I kept watching silently. By this point, I suppose they've thrown their lot in with mine. Or maybe they've been taken in by this girl's dark atmosphere. That shiny blonde hair, those lips the color of cherry blossoms. Maribel, this girl, who may or may not be just 10 years old, deep down thought she was cold.
Hold on.
Just too different from any...
We had to let the midlife crisis pass by Shim's house.
I know. He's always doing that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Gotcha.
It's
What an
every
asshole.
week.
Dude, it's okay. We're used to it by now. We're used
Yeah.
to it. Just we had to let him pass by so we could pay respects to
Yeah.
his tiny penis, and then let him move on. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just put a banana peel on the road next time. Just kind of map out where you believe he's gonna do it, and
And then he goes,
Nah, just throw a red
when he hits
shell.
it.
yeah, there you go. It's like, I've been trying. Wait, hang on, guys. I'll be right back. You know what I need. Like, you hold up the red shell. It's like any second now, and timing right. Like, no.
No. There are no curves. It's a
red.
straightaway, so it'd be a direct shot.
Wouldn't it be the blue shell though?
All right. Anyway, moving on.
Deep down, though, she was cold. Just too different from anyone else on the planet. What is that? Join me. Then we can avoid all this needless conflict. Laughable. So laughable. You should join with me, Demon Lord Rimuru. You're going to lose right here. If you don't like it, submit to my rule. Your approach isn't a match for my policies. The way you do things will lead to unnecessary wars. It'll make countless innocent people suffer just to keep the riches of a few safe. Yes, I'll admit to that. But so what? It's completely natural for the powerless to be exploited. It's survival of the fittest with monsters too, is it not? Oh, it is. But I don't like that. Well, it's stupid. It's so stupid. Do you believe in a bunch of insipid nonsense like we're all equal? No, I'm not a total idiot. But everybody needs to be given an opportunity. Some people just can't manage to do anything, but you can't cast away people's values that easily, can you? Some people bloom later in life. Some have hidden talents. You have people who hate working but have unbelievable artistic talents. With Maribel's approach, once a gap opens between rich and poor, it'll be impossible to close again. And I just couldn't accept that. From the moment they're born, people are unequal. That was a given. You could probably count the monetary future of a
Fortune.
You could probably count the monetary fortune a set of parents gives to their child as a kind of talent. But a life where you've given no opportunity at an education, just constant exploitation, meant ignoring the potential in all of us. In a word, it was a waste.
We're talking
People-
about America again?
People have an
Yeah.
infinite potential for talent. Throwing all that away is unthinkable, but ridiculous. So ridiculous. I can't believe a childish dreamer like you is a demon lord. Your stupidity is simply unbelievable. My argument didn't move Maribel. Is it? Well, all right. Then let's determine which one is right. There couldn't be an easier way. Gladly. Let me teach you how reality works. Our
What?
arguments would never mesh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I ended up going a little page over. That's okay.
Okay.
Oh, you skipped
Our
the page.
arguments would never mesh. Only through a fight would we ever reach a conclusion. I did feel sad about that, but I could accept it. That's the way it is. The human race will never see a day when everyone truly understands one another. But that just proves how diverse we all are. Thanks to the process of evolution, we're a living contradiction. Only the victor can proclaim how just that is. And Maribel and I, two sets of justice opposing principles, were about to clash against each other. Smash him down! At Maribel's signal, Gay moved first. Perhaps it was his hatred that made him lunge at my eyes, or lunge at me, eyes bloodshot. He had been taken away by the magical inquisitors, but maybe he escaped or something. That's like you challenging Sir. Wait, oh. The likes of you challenging Sir Rimuru, Shion shouted as she attempted getting Gay's away.
Gay?
But Yuki stopped her. I'll take you. Oh, how interesting. No one weak enough to let that girl rule over them can defeat me. Her eyes shone red. That's a sign Shion was dead serious. With a tremendous aura, she readied her giant sword. The battle was underway. Leaving her to work things out, I looked at the other man in the group. He seemed stronger than a paladin, but Gopta was engaging him now. Ranga was with him, but honestly, I had my concerns. Gopta! Shion shouted. Time to show us what the Big Four can do. Oh, I totally forgot. I did kind of put that in place, didn't I? You got it. Okay, now let me show you something really good. Transform! With that call out, Gopta and Ranga merged together, turning into a cool werewolf-style figure that didn't have a hint of Gopta to it.
Is it weird that I thought of the Power Rangers, like Go Power
Consider it-
Rangers,
God
as you said,
damn it, it's
transform?
Morphin' time!
God fucking damn it. It's Morbin time.
Morbid.
Yeah.
It is morbid time.
Get it?
Oh.
Go Power Rangers.
He better be better at this now that he's been sparring with Milim this entire time
Yeah,
and
he
taking
should
on her
be.
training.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I figured he was
Mhm.
the whole
Yeah.
time. Just now he's better at it.
That could probably work. And unlike the last time I saw it a month ago, Gupta's apparently learned how to control himself better. Now he was conducting himself perfectly, no longer battered around by Ranga's strength. He was facing a foe who could most likely beat the 10 Great Saints, but I figured Gupta could probably manage. Trusting in that, I focused on my own enemy. Oops. But before that, gathering my aura into my left hand, I casually hurled it at Guy. Gay!
Gay?
That was all it took to render him into dust and erase him from this world. Oh, wow. Okay.
Wait, so that means wait, hold on. That means I
That's
never get to
literally
decide.
it. That's
never get to
literally
decide.
It was an accident, too. He didn't want to kill him, just... Oh, wait, I'm focusing too much. Oh, there he
Thanks,
goes.
Rimuru.
It was at that moment that she knew
He-
she fucked up.
She fucked up.
Yup.
Dang,
God
Rimuru.
damn.
I'm never gonna be able to read the
Casual
name
flick
right
of
back.
the wrist. Casual fucking flick of
Oh,
the
my
wrist.
God.
Yeah. He literally just accidentaled him into oblivion.
Okay, when you
Oh,
said
yeah.
level 0, now I know. What
I
you mean.
wasn't
Like, no, maybe you should-
joking. He
maybe he should've had
literally,
a
he
restrict
literally
at least.
released all of his restraints. This is what happened. He literally took off all of his fucking restraints.
Oh, fuck.
Like, oh.
Oops, but before that,
Uh-oh.
gathering all my aura into my left hand, I casually hurled it at Gay. That's all it took to render him into dust and erase him from this world. Strained by Maribel's desire, he had obtained powers beyond his own. It looked like, but to me, it was just a distraction. That's
Okay.
it.
It's like he's
God.
Saitama here.
No, guys, he didn't release restraint level 1 him. He released restraint level 0, that motherfucker.
No, it says
just-
-1. It's negative
Negative
one,
one,
not-
bro.
not,
Oh, Miss
Bro,
Maribel,
bro,
I
he
don't
was
feel
like,
so good.
He didn't have time to say that.
Do
He
you
just
hear something?
Just
Do I hear what? Must have been the wind. Like that's basically it.
It's like, sorry, I was
I'm just
flicking a
imagining
fly.
him holding the power thing out, looking around. Is like, am I forgetting something?
God
Oh.
damn,
You know-
guys. God
I
damn,
imagine-
guys. I want to see this in the anime. Because can you
Yeah.
imagine how much at this point, they've built this man up? Gay has been built up so much at this point. We've had him for how long
Oh, man.
in the anime and
Well,
the
at
manga
this point,
and
this
the
is his
light
third
novels?
death,
At
though.
this point, we have had him for so long, and then he's
Oh.
just like, and at this point, he's leveled
I'm
up.
almost sad
He's
to
had
see him
like an
gone.
uber power.
You're sad.
And then
this is hilarious.
and he just gets
Oh.
bitch slapped into
Oh.
Thanos dust by Rimuru.
Gay has been erased. Oh, he's gone.
God,
his-
Maribel
Rimuru.
is fucked. All right, guys.
Rimuru's just like,
Guys, if you thought there wasn't a funnier moment than what's his name running out of the tent and catching a fucking stray light beam to the dome, this is that by 10.
It's just-
I forgot about that. Don't worry, I'll protect you. Step, step.
He's like, I'm going to use
Not
my
even a-
skill to make these knights be a human shield for you, my lord. Oh, thank God, Sir Fogan. Takes 3 steps out the tent. Blomp.
I'm going to
This
save you,
is-
my lord.
this
Hang
is
on,
that-
I'll go send-
This is that by 10. He is like, I have powered up leagues since the last time you... Oops.
Oh, sorry,
Not
I was
even that,
swatting
just-
a fly, Maribel.
Congratulations,
Oh,
you're still
God.
not as strong as the
Man,
last 5 guys
thank
I
you.
killed.
Like, oh, shit. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that bad. It's so good. All right. Casually
Sorry,
dusted into
Maribel, I was
nothing,
swatting a fly there. Can we start fighting now?
mental image is so good.
Shit.
What?
Oh my god.
It's literally Rimuru went, shit, I forgot to bring a dustpan.
Not even.
No. I'm
That's
imagining someone
embarrassing.
off to the side. Oh god, I got gay in my eye.
All right, anyway.
Oh god.
God, I would make that joke if we ever got there if
Please.
the anime actually got there. Oh my god.
That would be
Moon,
so great.
Moon, I would just have you in the
let it in my
background. Oh
mouth.
god, I got gay in my eye.
Gay.
Gay.
I want that to happen.
Hold on.
Please, Lord, let that happen.
Hold
And
on,
then-
would it
and
be
then-
better if it
And
was
then
in
all
the
of us
mouth
are just in the
instead?
background. All of us are just in the
My
background.
mouth.
Gay.
Yeah.
Every
No,
time
no,
he's
See,
Every time
Depending
he's
on how it's
screen,
animated.
someone has to
Oh,
say,
yeah, wait, yeah.
it's gay. Gay.
no. See, depending on what happens, if it's like a laser, you have to slow down the footage and have like that sound effect stretched out for as long as you can until he disappears. So it's just and he just
I love that. Zen Master,
Oh,
so,
God,
write that
it's
Write it
down.
down.
Write that
Yeah.
down.
It'd be good.
Dude, do you
Oh,
even know
God.
how long it's gonna be
James-
before the anime ever gets
I
there? If they
know.
do
Oh,
get
that's-
there,
Yeah.
But
gonna
if
be
they
good.
get there, this needs to happen. That is a damn good
I-
joke.
you're
Oh,
like,
wait,
write
here's how
that
we-
down, write that down, bitch, clip this shit. Like,
Hell yeah.
Either
We
A,
have
clip
the
this,
power.
either
The only
A,
thing-
clip this,
the only
or
thing worse
Richie,
than having
Richie.
gay in my eyes is his Millam's glitter attack. Oh god.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
This
got,
is why-
Richie, you
this
gotta
is
change the
why,
name of
guys.
this stream.
Guys, this is why we need a clip channel. Someone make a fucking clip channel for us.
Why is there not the ability to clip on this?
There is.
No, we
There
can
is.
make
Um,
clips. People just have to upload it and put it places.
Yeah,
Oh.
there needs to be a clip channel for Fat Dog Light Novel shit. Yeah,
Like a
somebody-
short. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's here's the
God.
thing, guys. I do too much shit. I don't have the time or effort
Mhm.
to make
Or know
a
how.
clip channel.
Well, no.
I keep forgetting to upload and publicize the light novel streams to YouTube, man. I keep forgetting to do that. So I'm sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that hasn't happened for a while.
It hasn't, and I'm
Mhm.
sorry. All right, anyway, continue on.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We just fell
Okay,
over
where were
from
we?
like gay got dusted.
I'm pretty sure we're about to
Okay.
have another whole rant
Hold
on this.
I'm-
You wanted to fight me, huh? Well, glad you got the chance before you died. God.
Oh,
That was
It
your
was
one
sort of-
warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
it
talking
was-
to gay,
He's
by the
talking
way.
to Gay. Gay's
Yeah.
gone. It's just like, oh, well, you got a chance. It was sort of a blunt way to address the dead, but hopefully he'd be satisfied with it. Oh, God. Oh, no. 2 pages. Okay. No? What was that? What was that? That power! What was it? Or what was it? That was me taking this seriously. And now it's your turn. You don't need to understand who you made your enemy. I'm going to gobble you down until you can never get resurrected again. So have fun nourishing me. I offered that little speech out of politeness before our battle. Now that I was serious, I didn't want anyone to expect kindness from me. To me, Maribel was now my enemy. I was going to kill her. It couldn't have been more obvious. Let's end this fast and go help out Millam, I said to myself as I took a step toward Maribel. Maribel now realized it, just who she was up against. This was a member of the Octagram, and one of the strongest people in the world. Hey, is it me or Sir Rimuru looking kind of scary now? Shut up! That's no way for part of the Big Four to talk! Listen, Gopta! This is the true form of the Demon Lord Rimuru. Ah, look how gallant and imposing he is! I, Shion, am truly happy to bear witness to this. Oh, really? I think his true form is, how he usually goes around and stuff.
As a
Yes,
slime.
and that is quite fetching too, I will admit. But I'm sure Diablo so regrets not being able to see this right now. I'll be sure all about it for an extended period of time. Maribel could hear that conversation, but to her, it just sounded like mockery. Her mind was on other things. She needed to focus on Rimuru. This is no joke, not a joke at all. The Demon Lord Rimuru must have found his experience at the council to be incredibly humiliating, but he didn't seem that angry about it. That's why people called him gentle, but that's so inaccurate. Yes, to Maribel, a riled demon lord was not a foe to trifle with. She had powered up Gay as best she could. He had taken on Gay.
I'm sorry, who? There we
There
go.
we go. There we go.
He had taken on more power than your average magic born, well beyond any human standard. Some of the older guard demon lords like Frey or Carrion might have had a difficult time against him. After all, Gay had sacrificed the rest of his natural lifespan, burning up all the energy in his soul to borrow this outrageous force. And yet Rimuru had defeated him with a single passing blow, as if burning a pile of trash. Accurate. That was how outclassed Gay had been. Not just a child against a grown man, not just an elephant against an ant. Maribel's soul held a stronger force than Gay's did. She had been resurrected, traveling to and surviving in another world, and presently, Her mind was in a realm beyond human comprehension. But even so, she sensed that the Demon Lord Rimuru was now a threat. Thus, she immediately broke out her final option, Holy Field, the most lethal of barriers and a killer move against any monster. Ever well prepared, she had already stationed her blood shadow troops around the outer rim of the castle of the castle grounds for this. You can threaten me all you want, but now it's time to see just how much more intelligent we are than monsters. As she bragged to Rimuru, she used her magical communication skills to send an order. Whoa, I feel all heavy. I remember this, and it's even stronger than it was then. This must be its true force. The big four werewolf stopped, confused as his compatriot, the ogre, grinned defiantly. How annoying, Maribel thought, gritting her teeth. As the name Big Four suggested, they both possessed unusual strength. Gobta the werewolf was the kind of champion to earn second place in battle tournaments, and the ogre he was with was just as formidable. They were joined by other magic-born people Rimuru brought with him to the council. Their sheer power is ridiculous. If I tried a frontal attack, I'd have no chance, even if Veldora never showed up, but now things were different. The Demon Lord overestimated his skill, and now he exposed his defenseless underbelly. Maribel chuckled to herself. That mistake will be their doom. But her conviction was wishful thinking. Ah, I thought so. I anticipated you making this move. Did you think I wouldn't prepare for it? The Demon Lord Rimuru grinned at her, and the next moment, the holy field disappeared as quickly as it deployed. What did you do? Well, I'm walking around here all but asking to be attacked, so of course I had my people keep watch around the castle for me, right? Maybe you thought you had me in a trap, but I was just using myself as bait to trap you. I figured, after all, that if you wanted to enslave me with greed, you needed to be on site.
Foolish Maribel. You thought I was trapped in here with you? No, you're trapped in here with me.
I love that. I love
Absolutely.
quote. Holy Field.
Holy Field.
How
quaint.
All right, keep going.
That's adorable.
Oh, good.
And at that point,
You think that actually would do something?
Sorry. Keep going.
And at that point, Maribel understood everything. The missing Glinda hadn't been rubbed out at all. She'd betrayed her. Yes, the only one ever overestimating their skills is me. And with her last resort exhausted, she was at a major disadvantage. Dave was dead. Yuki had the advantage, but still wasn't overpowering the ogre. The other one, Rama, the battle sage, burning to avenge Glinda, was struggling against Gobta the werewolf. Both of them had been powered up by Maribel's greed, but the reality of it, the fact that neither could emerge victorious, showed just how strong the enemy was. Maribel would have to step up herself to change matters. The petite, doll-like girl was about to expose her true nature. Combusting her own soul, Maribel went beyond her limits. All she hoped for was victory. She couldn't make up for falling in that trap, but this was exactly what she wanted the whole time. A chance like this wouldn't come again. She knew that, and thus she had no regrets. Time to get serious. I'm going to wager it all to kill you. Right, and I'll reply with my full force. Following that signal, Maribel started running. With a bound, she unleashed a kick on Rimuru, her physical skill far more childlike.
Far from childlike.
My bad. The attack was fiercer and heavier than a tank round, forceful enough to bend an iron beam, but it gave Rimuru no distress. He lightly parried it, then used his momentum to throw her body down. Maribel reached out to the ground, leveraging her rebound to spin out of harm's way. Dodging Rimuru's follow-up attack, she launched Avarice as a sort of return gift. Die! You will thirst for death! Waves of darkness attacked Rimuru. This was Maribel's finishing move, a strike that took the living's instinctual lust for life and flipped it on its head. That was Maribel Rozo, a girl who used her own will to perfect her unique skills. This one, too, was a sinful one, harnessing the most primordial emotions in the human body. No one could resist the enhanced siren song of greed it played, and there was no longer any doubting Maribel's victory. Yes, this couldn't happen any other way. I'm reluctant to kill him, but it's not the worst outcome. It'd be far more foolish of me to leave such a dangerous man unchecked. If she had her way, she'd rule over Rimuru instead. but he wasn't the kind of foe who'd ever accept that. So Maribel opted to grasp complete victory for herself instead. Surrounded by the Black Surge, the Demon Lord Rimuru stood there, seemingly not attempting to resist. It just wasn't enough. No one, no matter how strong, can do away with their thirst for life. And that's what makes me invincible. It was true. She was all powerful. Against Frey, Carrion, or an awakened Clayman, she probably would have won. Even Hinata the Saint would have faltered in the face of her skills. That's how strong the unique skill Avarice was. But... Sorry, but my analysis just finished up. Now it won't work on me. Rimuru had triggered his ultimate skill, and at that moment, Maribel's chances of victory were 0. For while she was all powerful within the dimension of that ultimate skill. Raphael was right after all. Maribel had a holy field prepared. Granville was the boss of the Western nations, so I was right to assume she had adopted it. She had adopted it, yeah. She was such a master at it that it scared me. But it was also played right into my hand. Now, the ever-eager Gabiru, as well as Shoka, and all her fellow troops had something to do. It had been a pain keeping them calm over the past few days of no action. I certainly was glad I didn't disappoint them. But, man, look at this girl Maribel. She was strong, definitely strong. I felt that for myself when we were tussling earlier, and when she exposed me to those dark waves, that really made my spine tingle. I wasn't worried at all about the possibility of dying, but if she fired that at one of my other officials, well, the thought scared me. Anyone besides me would have died for sure. If I had to guess, maybe Diablo would be the only one to survive. Well, maybe Shion too. But anyone else from Benimaru on down wouldn't have a chance. Maybe it was time to train their spirits, their souls, a little more, I thought. Completing my analyze and assess like Raphael requested, I gave Maribel her final warning. Sorry, but my analysis just finished up. Now it won't work on me. I wasn't going to let her control other people, but if she was willing to retire to a quiet life and not bother anyone. Yes, even I knew I was going easy on her, but she looked like a 10-year-old girl. If I had to kill her, the guilt could have been gargantuan. So, it'd be nice if she could surrender for me. Of course, I guess I can coldly reason like this because I'm no longer human myself, but... Don't give me that! More! Give me more! Even if I consume everything I have, I'm going to seize victory! Unfortunately, my words failed to reach her. Our principles were never gonna mesh anyway. I was preparing for an ending like this, but now that it was really happening, I couldn't help but feel a twinge of sadness. Maribel flew into a crazed flurry of physical strikes. Regrettably, none of them affected me. Well, if we can't understand each other, so be it. All right, I'm going to make this painless for you. Feel free to stew on your loss inside of me. With that, I set off Beelzebub's soul consume, or tried to. But just then, with a loud boom, I saw Shion get sent flying from the corner of my eye. Turning toward her, I realized that Yuki had just drilled a kick into her, and despite her ultra-speed regeneration, she couldn't get back up to her feet. This was very unusual. Shion? Maniacal laughter drowned out my shouting. It came from both Maribel and Yuki, as if harmonizing with her. Well done indeed! I underrated you, Demon Lord Rimuru. I underestimated you. I had no idea you were this kind of monster. That's true. I didn't think you could win against Maribel. But I can't have you forgetting that I'm right here, okay? Yuki, fresh from besting Shion, stood before me. The black waves from Maribel were now crashing upon him stronger than ever before. You're still muted.
Raphael, what's the situation?
Understood. The subject, Yuki Kakurazaka's power, has just skyrocketed. The subject, Maribel Rosso, is apparently using the unique skill Avarice to transfer her power to him.
How many cards does she have in her hand, anyway? Now I gotta deal with Yuki, too? I knew he was only under the influence of her avarice, so I wanted to subdue him if I could, not kill him. Don't hate me if I kill you. I'd say the same to you. With that exchange, he and I moved in sync. There was a flurry of kicks, sending both of us hurtling through the air. Something like this had happened before to me, but this time we were both serious. And now we had these two rivaling powers clashed against each other. Yuki was stronger than I thought, certainly more of a physical specimen than Maribel. He fought Shion and pretty soundly beat her, so he had to be a phenom. I had no intention of going easy on him, but maybe it'd be tough to resolve this fight quickly. I thought over my options as I faced down Yuki. Then I spotted Maribel moving around a bit, trying to catch me unawares. Uh-oh, that's bad. But I got my hands full with Yuki right now. Turning her back to us, Maribel began fleeing toward the middle of the crypt. I wanted to pursue her, but Yuki stopped me. Ah, well, not like Maribel can escape. Now that I fully grasped the wavelengths of her soul, I could find her no matter where she hid. For now, Yuki had to come first. I turned my eyes back toward him. My peripheral vision told me that Kagali and the expedition
Okay,
team
stop.
Hmm.
This
Time of time.
is the dumb shit. This is where Rimuru fucks up. This is the stupid shit. I'm sorry, but at this point in time, I don't care. Yuki's your enemy. This is where Kirby is your option. Your one, your soul, your only option.
Also, can he just regurgitate him later on, too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's your
Something
thing.
he's not thinking about, really.
Yeah, he's not thinking. Here's your thing. You're trying to fight like a human because you have the body of a human. Eat the boy.
Gotta fight.
Go get the girl and eat her too.
Purify him and deal with him later.
Eat him, spit him back out, go eat
That's
the
another
girl,
thing.
and don't
Can't
spit her.
Raphael just, like, break whatever curse is on him right now?
Well, here's the thing. He should probably eat the boy and not spit him back out.
At least until
Yeah,
he can
just
deal
keep
with.
him-
He'll just deal with that later. Go deal with Maribel, then deal with Yuki, or whatever the Chaos Dragon first, then deal with Yuki.
No. I'm just telling you how to solve any present and future problems. Just eat
it.
Yuki now.
Eat, Rimuru. You can't just eat all your problems.
Eat
Yes, I
and
can. Watch me.
Just eat and consume Yuki now. Trust me, you will save yourself so many future headaches.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't wrong. This is the solution. I'm just saying, this is the perfect opportunity. Eat the motherfucker now. You have no idea how much stress you'll be saving yourself.
It's time for you to
I'm
become
just
the
saying,
meme.
eat
Bitch,
up.
I eat people.
I'm just saying, you're gonna do it later. You might as well do it now.
That's
But
true.
I don't want to eat my friends. That's weird.
No, it's not.
He stopped
it's
being
not.
your friend as soon as he beat the shit out of Shion.
Wait, hold on.
He's
Back
mel-
that
he's
up.
brain
Hold
control, to
on,
be fair.
back that up. What did you just say? I don't want to eat my friends. That's weird. What's the first thing you did when you got to this world? You ate Veldora.
True.
That's
I didn't
yeah.
eat.
Yep.
I just put him inside of me. There's
That's
a
what he
difference.
could do with Yuki.
That's same
Yeah.
thing.
Phrasing.
Same thing.
Phrasing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So we're just not doing phrasing
Exactly,
anymore.
Shem.
We're just not doing phrasing anymore. All right. Anyway.
Jesus, dude. Phrasing.
All right. Anyway.
Mhm.
I mean, what else do you call it?
Anyway.
Anyway.
My peripheral
Anywho.
vision told me that Kagali and the
Oh,
expedition team
I
were
should
attending
probably
the
say we should stop here and can go to, let's see. We're on 329
Oh yeah, it's 8
out of
or 10 for you guys.
Out of
38 pages left. We're 92% of the way through the book, though.
360.
By the way, has my microphone been good this whole time? I think I forget what the
For the
problem
most
Sort
part,
of,
yeah.
Okay.
Sort of.
So it's a combination
356.
of
329 out of 356. So
Mm.
we're actually pretty fucking close to the end.
so it's been a combination of internet, sound compression, noise compression,
Here's
auto
the thing.
gain,
Here's the
all
thing.
those.
Here's the thing.
And the midichlorians.
We probably God damn it. All right.
A lot of stuff.
We probably can wrap this. We can probably wrap this volume up in the time that we have left.
Yes,
but
sir.
but in order to do that, I can't let Sonic finish for us.
Oh, screw you.
Yeah.
You read the slowest, bud.
You are kind of our turtle.
I'm
reader.
not. Sorry.
I'm sorry. All right, here's the thing. 347. All right, we're at 329. 347 is where the chapter ends, and then the epilogue takes us from
Oh, there's an epilogue
350
too.
350 yeah, 350 to 356. So we've got to go from what is essentially two
And
sentences.
also, we have like 20 minutes before, yeah.
Two sentences. We're basically at 330, and we've got to go to 356. So we've got 26 pages, but we can chew through that in about 20 minutes, no problem. So if I give it to Shim, he'll kind of tear through it.
I'll do my best.
So
I will go.
His poor vocal cords.
It's all right. I
Are
kept
you
them
kidding?
hydrated.
Here's
so
the thing.
There are
here's
no
the thing.
hard voices in this right
To be
now.
fair,
It's true.
here's the thing.
No
Shim is
yelling.
we only
Yeah.
made Shim read the first 30 minutes, so he's still got another 30 minutes. We normally make him do
Oh,
an
that is
hour.
true.
We normally only
That
make
is
him do
true.
an hour in the beginning. So he's still got another 30 minutes left in him. So
Gotcha. I can do this.
Shim, take it away.
Okay.
Shmeh.
Man.
Schmeh.
Smash it.
Yeah,
All right.
smash it.
My peripheral.
Smashing.
I will smash it. Yeah. My peripheral vision told me that
schmeriferal
Kagli. Yeah. I actually giggled. Oh,
No
interesting.
more interrupting Shmeh.
Yeah. Anyway,
I got him.
and my peripheral vision told me that Kigali and the expedition team were attending to Shion. She was awake, but it didn't look like she could stand up. Something that she looked pretty pained about, but there was no quick solution to that. If Yuki left her in such bad shape, I couldn't afford to make light of him, but I wasn't worried at all. As Raphael put it, a unique skill can never work against an ultimate skill. The strength of our relatives' souls was at the crux of it. If someone awakens to a power that surpasses unique skills in all dimensions, you need a strong enough heart to go with that. Faced with that kind of spiritual strength, there was no way a unique skill could have any influence. The only thing that could beat an ultimate skill user was another ultimate skill user. No matter how much power Maribel gave him, Yuki couldn't beat me. My victory was as good as assured, but the next moment my confidence was thoroughly crushed. All right, time to get real. With that, Yuki unleashed a right roundhouse kick. It was just the same as before, but I easily blocked it with my left arm. And the next instant, my entire upper arm shattered as if it burst open. Huh? I backstepped to safety, honestly surprised as I blankly stared at my arm.
Concern, the universal barrier, Uriel, Lord of Vows, has been broken. This is believed to be due to the subject Yuki Kagarizaka's extra singular anti-skilled constitution.
Wait a minute. So my absolute defense doesn't work on him? In fact, is he pretty much nullifying all of my attacks right now?
Affirmative. Anti-skill is a spiritual body constitution that suppresses magic and skills. It is likely that only Holy Blade skills and certain other arts will be effective against him.
So something like Melt Slash could work? This wasn't a joke any longer. He seriously managed to break down my ultimate skill. I'd never be able to comprehend all the details behind that, but his constitution was terrifying news to me. I thought you couldn't obtain unique skills or special stuff like that. That wasn't a lie. I did say that my physical abilities had developed beyond normal, didn't I? I wanted to yell at him about that, but he was right. Besides, if his mind was being controlled, there wasn't much point complaining at him anyway. What do I do now? Yuki's attacks won't work on me, but mine don't work on him. I'd just be wasting time as it is. And if this is what it's come to, I can't get hung up with trying to keep him alive. I really wanted to, since we shared a homeland and everything. He was deliberately my rival, that's one thing, but mind controlled like this, I felt real bad for him. Facts were facts, though. Yuki wasn't someone I could beat while going easy. Stealing my resolve, I threw up my sword.
Once again, stop trying to preserve his motherfucking life and just goddamn kill him. Reamer being a pacifist is getting in his own fucking way.
Yeah, that's true.
Just-
Sending my aura up and down its jet black blade. Ooh, nice katana there. He took out the knife hanging from his side with his right hand. Then he took out another of it on his left, a small single-edged sword. With these two blades, he held his hips down in an unusual stance. Nothing I had seen before. Maybe it was self-invented. Seeing him square up, it finally dawned on me. Losing my skills in magic worried me, but Yuki wasn't impervious to physical attack. Anti-skill constitution or not, if I cut him, he'll bleed. That's why some arts will work, huh? And in my case, my skills even affected my punching, which is why that didn't do much. Would it be more effective if I did enhance them with my aura?
Negative. A correct answer cannot be determined due to lack of information.
Roger that. Let's just try it then. Planting my feet on the ground, I slashed at Yuki. He blocked it with the sword in his left hand, his physical skill letting him easily match my speed. But I experienced trading blows of Hinata, which helped both my sword skills and my confidence. Staying calm, I looked ahead 2 or 3 strikes, even if skills didn't work on Yuki. Predict future attacks still worked just fine, since it used Raphael's computations to discern his behavior. Yuki preferred to defend with his left hand sword and attack with his right hand knife. It usually went the opposite way, I thought, but everyone has their own preferences. Both of his weapons were made from purified magisteel, metallurgically,
Yes, there you go.
evolving for vast power gains. Even among unique weapons, they were in a class of their own, maybe even legend class, in fact. Those were a threat, but then I made an unexpected discovery.
Report. Anti-skill is not applied to weapons.
Whoa, so using weapons actually weakens Yuki. That little tidbit doesn't mean much for anyone else besides me, but to Yuki, that's a real blind spot. If these were just regular old attacks, absolute defense gave me nothing to fear. I decided to risk Yuki getting a hit on me. Dropping your guard, Rimuru. Pretending to lose my balance after a parried katana strike, I left myself open to him. Yuki thrust with his knife as if it were attracted by a magnet. There was some special feature to it that let it expand and contract, which messed with my sense of distance. To Yuki, it probably felt like a surprise attack, expertly tossed into my single moment of vulnerability, but I planned the whole thing. The knife was aimed squarely at my heart, but then I stopped it. I touched it to make sure. Turns out it contained a special poison that would affect my nervous system. If he really stabbed me with it, even I would have taken damage. But that was just pointless theorizing now. Too bad for you. It hurts more when you punch me, you know. No way. This is insane. Yuki's eyes widened, but I had no obligation to listen to his complaints. Instead, I mercilessly unsheathed a new sword strike, one that I had just finished developing. It's called Stormbreak, a combination magic and art move inspired by Hinata's Melt Slash. The magic in question was storm magic, as provided by the skilled Veldora, Lord of the Storm. Veldora's magic was scarier for its secondary damage than its primary. Once it opened up a wound, the destruction would begin from there, eventually breaking down your entire body. Stormbreak was the same way, a sure kill art that ate into its target's life force. Thanks to his unique constitution, however, the strike I landed on him didn't trigger that effect. There was now a large gash across his chest, but it still wasn't a lethal blow. With a groan, Yuki glared at me. I tried to look into his inner thoughts, but a black mist blocked me from seeing anything. Maribel's desires had fully infected him. If I could clear all that away, I wouldn't need to finish him off, but...
Understood. Interference is blocked by anti-skill.
No dice. Then there was just one thing to do. I've won this. I wanted to release you from Maribel's rule, but I guess I can't do that. I'm gonna go a little strong on you, but no hard feelings, all right? I would damage him almost to the point of death, knocking him unconscious. Then while he was knocked out, I'd go take care of Maribel. If that eliminated her effect on him, then great. I readied my sword against Yuki. Sadly, punching him with my bare hands didn't deal him any damage. The energy that anti-skill cancels even included the kinetic energy from my fist. It's crazy, I know, but Yuki was just a very special case. Waiting until the best possible moment, I applied power to my sword. I wanted to strike him with the blunt side of my blade. Good thing it's sturdy enough not to break, but if I applied too much, I was liable to cut Yuki in half. Striking the right balance of power was tough. But just as I readied my sword, preparing to smash it down on him, Please! Wait a minute! I beg you! Please reconsider killing Sir Yuki! Kagali started shouting. I turned her away. She was up on her feet, attempting to run up to Yuki. Whoa, look out! Yuki's under Maribel's control! No, it's fine. There's no way someone as strong-willed as Sir Yuki could have had his heart taken by a little girl like that. She clung to Yuki, ignoring my warning. The expedition team was following her lead. Yeah, that's right. The Grandmaster's not that much of a wimp. That's true. He's always going by the beat of his own drum. There's no way anyone could exploit his weakness, or his weaknesses. He's the kind of guy who'd beat down a dragon just to show off to us. He was certainly well-loved. If they were defending him that much, I was starting to look like a villain. Look, if there was a way to keep him from killing him, I'd use it, all right? But I can't go easy like that right now. I'm just taking the option that's best for the situation. Can't you see I'm carrying my katana backward? I mentally begged them to take a closer look as I watched Kagali and the rest. They were coming up from behind him, trying to get his attention. If that was all it took to break Maribel's influence, we wouldn't be having this problem. But I'm not trying to kill him either. Okay? So get out of my way, I tried to say, but at that moment, guys, Yuki whispered at the word, his face twisted in pain.
Report. Change detected in the subject Yuki Kagarizaka. The desire-driven spiritual interference appears to have been cancelled. because it was all bullshit from the beginning because he has motherfucking anti-skill. It was never going to motherfucking happen. Maribel never had control over him to begin with. Don't you all understand?
What?
So then why was he going along with it?
He gave her control.
Yeah.
He became Majin Vegeta?
He literally gave her control so he could pretend like he was under her influence the whole motherfucking time.
Well, as they say, if you wanna, what was it?
Hold on.
If you want to confuse your enemies, confuse your friends.
Hold on. Here's the thing. Gee,
Yeah.
I wonder if there's something from this relationship that perhaps Yuki wanted.
The manga.
No. Not the Rimuru thing. If there's something from his relationship with Maribel that Yuki wanted. Maybe he was pretending this entire time because there's something that Yuki stood to gain from his relationship with Maribel, and now he's maybe about to seize it.
Okay, I see.
Have you not picked up on it the whole time that this motherfucker is the one in control and the motherfucker in power? He's the guy that you need to be the most wary of. Have I not been screaming it from the rooftops for the last goddamn year?
I'm a slow man.
Yeah.
I'm a slow boy.
I actually didn't hear any of that either.
Okay. This is fucking.
Okay. Well, one more
What?
time. One more time for the people in the back. Yuki Kakurazaka is not to be trusted.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yuki Kakurazaka is not to be trusted.
There it is.
You can't
Okay.
accuse
Trust
Isekai
Yuki,
of
don't. Got
Oh
it.
no!
In
no,
the
no.
brain hole
Daxter,
now.
Daxter. I'm not talking about Isekai MCs. They're retarded for plot. I'm talking about the 3 other idiots in the call with me that have been reading these light novels with me for God knows how long. Shem, at least, since volume 1.
At least.
It
I was just
should've-
like, well,
it
I knew he was
should've
bad
sunk
news,
in-
but I was like, oh, okay. Well,
It should have sunk
makes
in by
sense.
now that Yuki Kakurazaka is bad news bears.
well, I knew he had like
I
his
had the Motley
agenda,
Crue with
but
my
I was like,
Left Eye here.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, it's like,
Crew.
I didn't know exactly what, but it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Also, we were
alright.
dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff, so it's like, yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of fell in the background a bit.
All right.
I thought this was a silly manga about a dumb slime man who wanted to make his own video game dungeon.
Gay?
And then he made a kingdom.
To be fair,
Oh,
to be
God, I
fair,
got gay in my
to
eye.
be fair,
Yeah.
the dungeon thing is really fucking cool, and I can understand why it was
amazing.
distracting. All right,
Mhm.
moving on.
But there's a lot. Anyway.
To be
What?
continued. Yeah.
Except like
Yeah.
3 novels.
If
Oh.
this, all right. To be fair, this is the one part that is bullshit and is not magic. It's just bullshit
Yeah,
Because
it's a
it-
little.
because it is
Goofy.
bullshit.
What? Seriously? We're going with that happily ever after ending? I could barely believe it, but my sense told me Yuki wasn't after my life any longer. You gotta be kidding me, I thought, but I just had to accept it. With Yuki back to normal, the only foes left were Maribel and the Chaos Dragon.
So
Looks like I caused you some trouble. Oh, sorry.
literally, he just turned it off.
Yeah, just. All right.
So why didn't he do
That
that,
was
when
fun.
Maribel started running? Just save him the trouble and the scars. God.
Because
Yeah, maybe he just wanted to have some fun too. I don't know.
because
People-
Maribel
people in the
needed
anime
because he needed Maribel to believe it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You're about to find out.
With Yuki back to normal, the only foes left are Maribel and the Chaos Dragon. Looks like I caused you some trouble there, so forgive me for that. But you saved me, Rimuru. Yeah, glad you're okay, I replied, trying my best not to look like I was okay with him dying a moment ago. Hey, Gupta, get this done with already. I needed to change the subject, and yelling at Gupta did the job. Soon after his battle was over, Shion was safe. Yuki's anti-skill effect wasn't permanent, so her ultra-speed regeneration sprang back to life after a bit. She glared at Yuki, still in rage. Or as still in rage as I tried my best to calm her down. This is humiliation. I still haven't trained enough. When her anger left her, the sadness came rushing in. I tried to calm her once more, telling her there'd be another time. Gupta, meanwhile, looked pretty exhausted. I told that guy Glenda was alive, but he just wouldn't listen to me. Now that he was used to handling the power of Ranga, Rama wasn't much of a threat to him. Between Gupta's sense for battle and Ranga's hyper instincts, that Wolfman form was a huge upgrade. Ranga stayed conscious for it too, apparently, keeping a honed eye out for external threats. The way they divvied up responsibilities during battle kind of reminded me of Raphael and me. No wonder they're such a force. Why did Gupta have so much trouble in battle? Because he learned that Rama, his opponent, was burning to avenge Glenda's apparent death. Being a kind-hearted goblin, he couldn't find it in himself to kill him. I had asked Raphael to undo the spiritual interference in Rama's mind. He had used the power in his soul a little too much, but it looked like he'd survive. He was perfectly awake as well, and he was believing our description of how Glenda managed to survive. That should have wrapped things up, but sadly it didn't. Well, we can't sit around for too long. Judging by the intense shaking we're feeling, Milam still hasn't managed to seal away the Chaos Dragon. I really want to go help her. Maribel. Excuse me, Rimuru. I'll go chase after Maribel. Yeah, but Yuki, you're not wounded? It healed up? Your wounds are okay? Oh yeah, Kagali can use healing magic, so... Huh? Why is he stating it like that's an obvious fact? I thought healing magic, or that magic didn't work on you. Oh no, it's fine. I can turn these properties on my body off and on. Uh, I was too exasperated to reply. Yuki was giving me a breezy smile, which was so unfair. Hina's body could purify magic heals, or something like that, but she didn't have a flip switch or anything. An anti-skill was way more powerful than that. He could control it with that much precision.
I can turn it off and on. Giant motherfucking red flag right there that Rimuru just let wave
Why
right
didn't you
past
tell me
him.
this before?
No. Giant red flag that Rimuru just let go right past him. It was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's just like,
motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I can just turn off your god mode. Oh, okay, that's fair.
Okay,
and then there's no...
My immediate question would have been like, wait, you could turn it off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but that's your immediate question, not his.
How the fuck did she get you then? It was like, motherfucker, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it just seems so unfair, but well, I need to address his offer.
It's like, I have
You're talking about Rimuru here, otherwise.
I have like 12 questions, so I was like, shmeh then. Shmeh.
You can beat her? It'll be easy. If I don't let my guard down. I mean, being controlled like that, I can't let her go. It's a matter of pride to me. Sir Rimuru, please, said Kagali. I think Maribel is bent on destroying these ruins. In the ruins of Soma that I explored, there was a magical generator that I think was used to run the city. This area would look similar to me, and if the generator goes out of control, it could blow up the entire area around us, and I think I'm the only one who can stop that. Do you think Maribel's going to blow it up? Supplying too much magical force to one can destabilize it, and if it hasn't been used for so long, there's no telling how it'd react. We weren't even sure if there was a generator like that in here, but if she was right, we had trouble on our hands. You know how those things work? I thoroughly analyzed the one in Soma. If need be, I know how to stop one. A woman with her beauty sure had a lot of impact when she gave you a serious look like that. It wasn't just because of it that I nodded at her, but I sure did feel overpowered, yeah. Okay, you take care of that. Yuki, get going. He was back to his usual breezy, aloof self, brimming with confidence. The two of them were now on Maribel's trail. Shion, Gupta, guide the expedition team up and regroup with the Dark Elves. Keep them guarded. Yes, sir. What about you, Sir Rimuru? I'm going to go back up to Milim. If I don't hurry, the Chaos Dragon might start striking all of us soon. Milim was doing her best to fight back, and even a stray shot of energy would devastate us. We didn't have time to waste here, so once we decided on something, we had to move. Let me join you. No, your wounds healed on the surface, but I'm sure you're still damaged inside. Just bodyguard the team for me. All right. Reluctantly, Shion agreed. Yuki and Kagali were already on their way to the crypt. Shion and Gupta had their orders. It was time to head out. Maribel was running, but she hadn't given up on winning. She had unleashed the Sealed Chaos Dragon, one of the best cards in her deck. Under no circumstances could she let this operation fail. There was still one more card to play. Deep inside the crypt, the heart of the ancient elven city, the pinnacle of the old world's magical technology was still sleeping. She had heard all about it, and so she wanted to overload it with magic and bury Rimuru with it. It's the only way I'll ever defeat that monster. My strongest pawn right now is Yuki, and I'm sure he'll buy me some time. In the meantime, I'll set that magical control reactor on the path to destruction. Yuki's report to her included information on the ancient ruins of Soma. She knew that Amrita was a city built by a similar ancient culture. If they worked the same way, it'd be easy for Maribel to control them. Setting off a magical control reactor would cause enormous amounts or vast amounts of magic power destruction. If she triggered it right when Rimuru and Yuki were locked in battle, she could catch them in the explosion, and they'd be caught powerless. An attack the Demon Lord Rimuru wasn't conscious of could absolutely defeat him. Maribel was certain of it. Now she was in the central part of the crypt, but she couldn't find the reactor discussed in her report. In fact, there was nothing at all. The sarcophagi was empty, bereft of any accompanying decor or treasure. Yes, there were golds and silver baubles lying around, but no magical weapons. Nothing of real value. That's strange, she reflexively whispered to herself. So strange. What's going on? Nobody was there to answer, or so she thought. Ah, there's no magical control reactor in these ruins, you know. And by the way, there wasn't one in Soma either. Is that you, Yuki? It sure is. It was definitely Yuki who answered her, standing tall where she could see him. Kigali was also there, nestled close to her. Aren't you fighting the Demon Lord Rimuru? It's over. I gave it my all against him, but it was pointless. Rimuru had enough strength to go easy on me, but I didn't stand a chance. If I could have won, I figured I would have beaten him right there, but I was so scared of watching you, and I really thought you had betrayed us too. Sorry. I figured it'd be more believable if I didn't let you in on it. Besides, I always believed you'd understand my intentions. Well, all right. Everything worked out fine at least. If this is what you wanted, I've got nothing to complain about. Yuki and Kaguli were thoroughly enjoying themselves, seeing them carry on. Maribel finally realized Yuki tricked her. That's a lie. It must be a lie. But, Yuki, did you break my force? It seemed impossible to her, but it seemed a reality Maribel had to accept. But when and how did Yuki manage to overcome the desires of her avarice? How did you do it? Curious. Just tell me! All right, I will. Yuki gave Maribel a look of pity, then showed her. As she watched, his brisk, cloudless demeanor suddenly appeared to have a dark pall over it. No, that's a lie! A lie! Don't believe me, but it's the truth. I was pretending to be under your thrall from the beginning. What do you think? Pretty good performance, huh? Yuki laughed, having a blast down in the crypt. Maribel, on the other hand, looked ill. No, my desires! They harness your emotions to give you power! Whispering to herself, she tried desperately to understand her situation. Yeah, your greed was something else. Sadly, though, my own desires are stronger than yours. This world, you know, it's like my sandbox. It's my dream to become king of it someday. I didn't even need anti-skill to keep your avarice from working on me. The smile stayed on Yuki's face. To Maribel, it was like having her death sentence read out. Don't count me out. I'm Maribel the Greedy. Someone like you isn't even a threat to me. She drummed up all the energy in her soul, hurling it straight at Yuki as she screamed. This was Greed Flare, a skill that transformed the power of her iron will into waves of physical destruction. It didn't work. Sorry, that's his face. Forget it already. You can't beat me. Yuki took her attack unguarded. The black waves dissipated like clouds around him. And at the next moment, the edge of Yuki's hand shot straight into her heart. And that wasn't even the worst of it. Her force flowed out of her body as Yuki's own absorbed it all. My power. You got that right. No, you can't do that. The light faded from Maribel's eyes, the power draining from the arms clutching at Yuki. If you were born into this world even 10 years earlier, you might have taken the whole thing over. You just weren't lucky this time. Your body was too young to fully control your skills, wasn't it? Maribel didn't respond. She glared at Yuki, frustration clouding her face, and then her soul flickered twice before fading away. The one golden rule of this world had been upheld once more. The powerless always lose. You said it yourself, didn't you? You said I had too much ambition. Well, good night, Maribel. I'll take on that desire of yours. His words no longer reached her, and thus Maribel, who lived in an era of near constant upheaval, breathed her last. Leaving everyone else to Shion and my friends, I rushed over to help Milam.
See
right this
what
minute, I was looking down. No,
See
he's
what
a
I was
sneaky
saying?
motherfucker.
I said Rimuru should have ate his ass because guess what? Now he just powered up with Maribel.
Yep, he just...
That was why he was pretending. So he could get close enough, take his chance, and take her power for himself. That's why.
Is Yuki the real antagonist of the series?
Yes.
I think after context clues, I'm gonna say
back to be sure, but
I mean, we haven't. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We haven't even gotten to the crazy shit yet.
Yeah, this is
We're about to.
some crazy
All right,
shit,
here's the thing.
but not
Here's the
that
thing.
crazy yet.
We have it. All right. Out of all the Rozos, she wasn't even the most powerful one. You're about to piss off the one Rozo that shouldn't have been pissed off.
Porco Rosso.
The one you should not have killed.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
The one
Anyway.
Rozo you shouldn't have been
Get him in his
pissed off,
plane and shoot
and
you
now,
down.
how's
Mhm.
he gonna react? That's
You
the
gotta be
next.
mad.
That's the next book, and then the
Mhm.
consequences of that. Oh boy.
Mm,
Oh boy.
mm.
Because now the consequences of that are going to bring in. Let's see.
Bigger pain.
One, two, 3 demon lords are gonna get involved.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
It's going to drag in at least 3 demon lords.
Oh yeah. It's all coming together.
Rimuru and 2 others. and those 2 demon lords are not going to be happy with getting dragged into this.
Mm-hmm.
We already know that if you bring in one of the Rozos and one of those Rozos happen to be one of the Sunday priests, we already know one of them is Valentine. Or
After 10,000 years, I'm free.
well, the other one
Sorry.
happens to be connected to one of the children, or has been looking for one of the children.
Mm. The children.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well.
this one, we're finally getting one-on-one time with Leon Cromwell, the
Mm.
Demon Lord.
That'll be
Leon.
interesting.
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
we're now bringing Leon into the fold. Oh boy, Volume 11 can't come soon enough. It's gonna be fun.
We're almost there.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
with Volume 12, the beginning of Volume 12. That's when Guy finally
Thank
enters
you,
and we
EC.
have our big meeting where he just walks in and goes, "God damn it, Rimuru, who told you to name all these primals?"
Yeah. Whoops. And he just does the.
He just
Oh, ain't I a stinker?
Yeah.
All right,
Oops.
let's keep going.
Anyway.
Sorry.
I did it again.
Leaving everyone. It's okay.
Yeah.
Leaving everyone else to Shion and my friends, I rushed over to help Milim. Right this minute, I was looking down on the Chaos Dragon. It was huge, super huge, a good 300 feet or so in length, maybe. It made Cardi B look like a shrimp. And just holding it, yeah, I was waiting.
We missed that.
And just beholding it
missed
drove.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been
Yeah.
a bit.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
And just beholding it,
we haven't done
Yep,
it in a
got it.
while. I forgot. Yeah.
it's okay.
Actually,
And just
wait, no,
beholding
where's
it
my
drove the
earlier
viewer to
discussion?
despair. Yeah, but that's all right. It's good. It was in the past. The Chaos Dragon was now consuming the magicals around itself, growing bigger and bigger. You could see it raising entire mountains with a single spout of its breath. It was violence personified. Even I had no chance against a monster like this. But Milim was different. Thanks to her super dreadnought level magical stores, she had stopped the Chaos Dragon's advance. Sorry, I'm late, Milim. Rimuru, it's about time. I've got a little problem here. This guy's actually my friend. I wanted to seal it away, but it's just not working. I think it's going to cause some damage soon. I can't bump off my own friend. She looked ready to cry. Unlike Cardi B, pose. The Chaos Dragon was bosom buddies with Milim. She must have wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, but it was so huge that not even Milim had enough force to banish it away. Simply beating it would be doable enough, but she couldn't kill a friend like that. I can understand that. It reflected well on Milim in my eyes, so I smiled, trying to reassure her. It's all right now. I've got an idea. Milim's eyes sparkled as she watched me. I could tell she trusted me, but man, talk about pressure. I couldn't let it get to my head, though. Trying to look as confident as possible, I explained my strategy. Listen, no matter how big this guy is, there has to be a core in it. You can attack him accurately enough to leave that intact, right? I figured Milim could preserve the Chaos Dragon's soul while striking the rest of it, much as I did with Cardi B to save Phobio, its vessel. The soul would be protected by the dragon's astral, spiritual bodies, but those bodies were already corrupted and breaking apart. Or, actually, they were broken to start with, hence this hate-driven corruption. It was also smeared head to toe with Maribel's desire, and I couldn't exactly extract it out of the guy. But its soul, though, the heart of Milim's best friend, still seemed to be working hard to me, shining as strong as always. But if it's this big, it'll take a lot of power to stab into it. If I mess it up, I could blow away the whole thing. I taught you how to go easy, didn't I? Your friend's trying its very best for you right now. You had to be strong for it. I couldn't let her make excuses. Momentum was key. If she starts thinking, what if I mess this up? She'll fail at something she ought to succeed in. And I'll help you out, okay? Just follow my instructions and release all the magic force you've got. Yes, I told her I had a plan. I really didn't. I was just going to rely on the power, or on power here, Millam's power, but this wasn't the first time for me. I already saw it happen once, and it succeeded then. This was operating on an even huger scale, but the task before us was identical. All right. I believe in you, Rimuru. Okay, we got this. I faked as much confidence as I could.
Fake it
Really, it
till
was
you make
breaking
it.
my heart. Yeah, that's true. Really, it was breaking my heart acting so bold like this. If it failed, I was deathly scared of the consequences. I had no other bright ideas, and I was the only one who could pull this off. You're on, Raphael.
Understood. Yes, my lord.
I might be a pro at palming responsibility off, but for this moment, at least, I need to perform. No mistakes will be allowed. I repeatedly told myself that this would go fine. This will be easy, okay? It's the same thing over again. Do it, Millam. Right. Yeah, you're right. Here goes, my friend. May the shining of the stars burn into your eyes. Drago, Buster! There was a flash so bright that closing your eyes did
I ain't
nothing.
afraid
The
of no
enormous
toast.
just be good.
The
enormous swirl of power,
No, she's
Millam.
trying to take it easy. I ain't burning no toast. There we go.
Yeah, gotta get that nice medium.
Yeah, good old
The
crispy.
enormous swirl of power. we can't cremate the fucking chaos dragon.
Yeah.
A bad time.
If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
Yeah. Oh no.
Not this time. She'd be so
No.
mad.
All right. Anyway.
The enormous swirl of power Millam released reached the chaos dragon, smashing against its ominous wall of force. Power
Sure.
struggled against power, and as I watched it, I searched for the source of the chaos dragon's strength, relying on Raphael's calculations to control Millam's torrential might. It was heavy, incredibly heavy. I could tell it was draining my own magical stores, but despite all the energy we poured into it, the chaos dragon was unscathed. This guy was crazy. It was about to break my heart, but if I gave up now, this would be all for nothing. All my previous experience was for this exact moment. I truly believed that as I threw everything I had at it. Trying desperately to retain my peace of mind, I slowly brushed away the evil force that loomed around the Chaos Dragon's soul. In terms of time, it was less than a second. The pressure made it seem like forever. I saw it! The Chaos Dragon's spotless heart, blinking there amid it all. But I couldn't let up yet. Even without the black mist of desire, even without the hateful evil, I still had the dragon's broken, polluted spiritual force waiting for me. Carefully, with pinpoint precision, I kept up my work. Then out of nowhere, the black mist disappeared. Yuki defeated Maribel. Yes, we can do this! Hoping to seize victory, I set off Beelzebub. Or Beelzebuth. Millam, we're finishing this now. Can you boost your output? You got it!
I need more power.
Nova! Heeding my instruction, Millam finally got serious. Feeling it all over again made me realize just how amazing she was. How could she turn that spigot any farther than that? The way she engineered incredible feats of strength like that. I could really tell she was on another level from the rest of us. But watch out, now's no time to stare at her, all amazed. Okay, Chaos Dragon, I'm gonna stop the pain for you. Now for the final touch. Timing was going to be key here. Millam's magic had to pulverize the Chaos Dragon's exposed spiritual body, breaking down its astral body as well. Not missing my beat for a moment, I waited until just before Millam's power shattered its heart, then triggered Soul Consume. Ignoring all rules of time and space, Beelzebub did its work. Within my perception, it was done quicker than Millam's magic, and just as I planned it out, I had the Chaos Dragon's shattered heart in my hand. Without the core governing that massive cloud of magicals, the Chaos Dragon was already starting to disintegrate, but that was a problem of its own. Rimuru! This is bad news! It's gonna explode! Millam had already stopped infusing her magic at my signal, but now there was a massive energy field in the sky, twisting and warping the air inside. Force clashed against force, compressing the energy at eye-popping pressures. The reaction would come soon enough, a huge explosion that not even Millam could neutralize. She gave me a panicked look, but I was calm. According to Raphael, I could apparently do something about this. It's all right, I'll figure it out. You can do that? She looked surprised. I appreciated her admiring eyes, but if I messed this up, I was going to look like such a dumbass. But there was no time for that. Are you sure this will be okay, Professor? I couldn't help but ask.
Affirmative. It's not a problem.
Just as businesslike as ever. That seemed so reckless, but kind of reassuring in a way. With a smile, I looked at what used to be the Chaos Dragon. It was already just a shell at this point. No need to hold back. Gobble it up, Beelzebub! Could it really consume such a vast blob of energy? My worries were instantly quelled by the fury of Beelzebub's appetite, astounding me beyond imagination as it swallowed up every bit like a midnight snack. Is it over? Millam asked. No, not yet. We gotta do something about your friend here. Huh? You will? Sure, I brought this along for times like these. Not really, but let's roll with it. I took out a pseudo-soul. Huh? No time to spell it out for the confused Millam. I focused on myself. Theoretically, this was possible. In fact, Raphael guaranteed it. I just had to believe in it. Boldly, I did my work, trusting it was guaranteed to succeed. I picked up all the pieces of the shattered heart, then absorbed them into the pseudo-soul. soul consume patched all the pieces into a single unit for me, so it went easier than I expected. The issue was what came after that. Can a core like this be housed in a pseudo soul? There was no reaction. I began to sweat, staying calm on the surface. I frantically tried to brainstorm a solution. What should I do at a time like this? My brain finally settled on something I saw on TV dramas a lot. But, Milim, did this Chaos Dragon have a name or anything? A name? Nothing like that, no. No? Crap. But calm down, there has to be another way. Gaia! I wanted to call it that someday. This creature's name is Gaia. Oh, it does have one. I breathed a sigh of relief and softly called Gaia's name. What a nice name that is. So your name's Gaia, huh? Hey, shouldn't you open your eyes before your friend starts crying? The pseudo soul began to softly glow. We did it. The heart was in the soul. Now I wrapped the master core in Gaia's pseudo soul. That completed its avatar core, and now my job was done. Time would take care of the rest, and once Gaia's heart was healed up, it would be revived in the shape of its choice. In Gaia's case, that shape would be its actual body, not some other vessel. It'd be a new monster coming to life right before Milim's eyes. It worked, Milim. This is the new Gaia. It hasn't been born yet, so it's kind of like an egg right now. I presented the avatar core to her. Right. I just knew leaving everything to you would work out. I trusted you, Rimuru. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be of service. That, and I'm glad I didn't screw that up, but more than anything, seeing Milim smile really did make me happy. Want to head back? Everyone's probably worried for us. I need to tell them all what I did. Sure. Good thing Milim came along, though. I couldn't have done the thing like that against, or couldn't have done a thing against that guy alone. From far away, we saw the palace, along with our friends nervously watching us. They all looked okay, which was reassuring. That wrapped things up then. I just wanted to go home and relax. A nice bath followed by a cold beer, basking in the joy welling out from me. I rejoined Milim as we went back down to regroup with our friends. And there's the epilogue.
The one who laughs last. Yep.
Yeah.
Now to play the Darth Sidious theme as you
All right.
as you read this.
Good look. No.
No. It seems in your
Yeah.
anger you ate her.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Her power, I mean, not literally.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking Rimuru
that's
here.
fine. Yeah.
This is Yuki. Sorry.
Yeah. Yuki had obtained Maribel's power. I really wish you'd talked to me about it first. I already explained why I didn't. That's why I was able to trick Maribel, you know. But do you realize how hard it was to not let my outside friends find out the truth? As Yuki fought Rimuru, Kagami was forced to distract the expedition team so the secret behind Yuki's powers didn't come out. Any strange activity on her part ran the risk of attracting Rimuru's attention. It was an ordeal for her. Yuki, meanwhile, didn't really care if people found out, so he didn't see it as a problem. Even if everyone knew he could cancel people's skills, it wasn't like someone could devise any kind of workaround against it. It was an ace in the hole for Yuki, yes, but it wasn't even one of his last resorts. Well, you know, I trusted in you. It worked out in the end. So can you maybe let me off the hook this time? You siphoned off Maribel's power, didn't you? Was that in your plans too? Yeah, more or less. They say sinful unique skills are the most powerful ones out there. So I did have my sights on it. I heard avarice was driven by the size of your desires, and I figured it'd be pretty appropriate for me. You really are crazy sometimes. It's not that easy to take someone's skill, you know that? I'm sure it's not, but avarice kind of chose me this time. I still couldn't win against Rimuru, but I'm sure you couldn't. He's so unfair like that. I know, but now I can pin all the negative stuff on Maribel. I've just been fully acquitted. I'm probably going to have to mind my P's and Q's for a little while, but now I've got something else to look forward to, you could say. Right. No need to hurry things now. And it's so unnerving how wary the Demon Lord is of all the people around him. I can't say I liked everything about your plans, but I think I can appreciate them now. Kagali's main complaint was how Yuki ruined the crypt by blowing it up. Yuki's told Rimuru that Maribel activated the reactor, then took her own life. The explosion, which raised the deepest section of the crypt, but little else, was his way of hiding the evidence. Yuki had prepared a magical bomb for just this purpose. There wasn't much energy left in the reactor, he explained to Rimuru, so the damage was pretty light, thankfully. He even had the foresight to scatter the remains of a real reactor around the crypt to back up his story. Now he was prepared to stick to that story no matter what he was asked, but Kagali had her concerns. You were planning to abandon this place from the start anyway, weren't you? Yuki retorted. So why worry about it? To Kagali, though, this was a familiar city, her home. Once everything was cleaned up, she wanted to restore it to its former bustling glory, but with the crypt now buried, she had a few gripes. Not necessarily, I wasn't, she shrugged. It was kind of my second home, you realize. Yuki gave her a grin. Yeah, but we earned something from this. My name got cleared, which is huge, but other stuff too. Maribel deployed her blood shadow troops, but did you see how they all cast holy magic? That's a lethal blow. You're right. I noticed that too. It proves that the council's connection to the Western Holy Church. That's why there's all the secrecy behind the elders, or the 5 elders' true identities. Exactly. It showed up in the papers and everything. But after the war in Farmus, the reputation of the champion there took a huge hit. Then, at the same time, the council started losing clout with the Western Holy Church. That points to only one truth. I'm thinking that Maribel's grandfather, Granfo Roso, is actually part of the 7 Days clergy. I see. That's clever deduction, Sir Yuki. Kagami was just as sharp as him, and her reading of the situation matched his to some extent, convincing her it was the truth. Yuki looked at Kagami with a sinister smile. Oh, it's nothing too impressive, but I've stumbled upon another key possibility. Or another really key possibility. You know what it is. He paused, gauging her reaction. Kagami couldn't think of anything else. She put up her hands in surrender. I tried tracing Maribel's thoughts based on the actions she took, but she really forced things with this whole operation, you know? If she killed the Demon Lord Rimuru, there was a chance Beldora would go berserk on us. When she took over the Chaos Dragon, that really did enrage Milim. Almost. You were terrified that she'd discover us, weren't you? So I really think she pushed her luck way too much with a Demon Lord as dangerous as that, to say nothing of a true dragon. Putting it that way, you're right. Maribel had to know the danger she was putting herself in, and I'm sure she worked out some countermeasures. What were they? Yuki looked straight at Kagami. He didn't have an answer himself, but he figured asking would help organize his own thoughts. Maybe she believed that she alone was safe the whole time? There is that, yeah. But I don't think that's all. And maybe she was anticipating at least a little damage? She feared the rise of Rimuru, and if she thought some sacrifice now was worth it in the future, Yuki nodded at this. Well, I'd never do that if I had no idea how much damage there'd be. But if I could predict how much to expect, approximately, I'd definitely weigh the losses against the gains on the scale. Meaning, I think Maribel had some kind of reason to believe things would work out, even if Veldora and Milim lost control. But what was that reason? Granville. No. Yuki had arrived at an answer. He grinned. Who did Lapis fight in the sanctuary? Well, the Demon Lord Valentine. Oh! He chuckled, seeing Kagali's reaction. Right. The Demon Lord Valentine is dead, but there's a Demon Lord Valentine in the octagram. The real Demon Lord's even stronger than the fake one, I bet. Even at my peak, I was about equal with that Valentine in that case. In that case, the real one's even stronger. Now I'm sure of it. The headquarters of Luminism isn't just a religious site. It's a Demon Lord stronghold. You mean Valentine's really the god Luminous? That's insane. But it's true. I really don't think I'm wrong. Oh, but it's true. I really don't think I'm wrong. The confidence behind Yuki's voice led Kagami to the truth. Yes, you're right. And it wouldn't be strange if Granville knew that. Not at all. And so did Maribel. That's why she figured Luminous was protecting the Western nations. It all seemed to make sense. Kagami had to accept it. There wasn't any room for objection. Sounds like we'll need to rethink our strategy. Yeah, but I'm going to have to move my base of operation to the east for a while anyway. You are a scary man. You say you're going to lie low, but it sounds like you'll be moving around a lot, aren't you? Well, sure. I'm going to be king of this world, remember? I promised you I'd get a hold of it. That you did. I look forward to it. I really do. And I'm sure Clayman will be delighted too. Yeah. So keep lending me a hand, okay? Yes, of course. Please don't betray me either, Sir Yuki. Of course I won't. The world will be mine, and then we can all have a blast together. Yuki and Kagami looked at each other and smiled. The laughs continued on and on, two Magicborn aiming to seize the world like it was a game to enjoy. Their aim was childlike, but they were serious about it. They wanted to conquer the world. The Chaos Dragon was gone. Milim's friend was saved, and now that I was back on the ground, I was shocked to find the bottom section of the ruins all caved in. According to Yuki, who was safe, the cornered Maribel blew herself up inside. She wanted to take all of us along with her, apparently. She really wanted to take me out that bad? That was just too much. In a way, but she was hostile to me, so I didn't know what else I could do. No point moping about it. After discussing matters with Kagami, we decided to restore the ruins back to their pristine condition. It would take time, but we planned to excavate the bottom portion as well. Eventually, we would display the artifacts we dug up and turn this palace into a museum. We wanted to make this into a tourist attraction, complete with a magic train stop. That would take who knows how many years, of course, but we had a ton to do before then. Unless we negotiated a peace treaty with the Eastern Empire, at least, this whole area was a front line. Just because it was Milim's turf didn't make it a safe zone necessarily. For now, at least, our plan was to work on restoring the site. Negotiations were continuing to go smoothly with the council. Several of the councilors got dismissed, though, which definitely affected its power as a legislative body. The Western Holy Church was gaining more power now, and Yuki, freed from Maribel's hold, was also making his presence more known. With things as they were, the council was seeking a new unifying force. That, of course, would be us. or to be more exact, me. Tempest had now become the biggest faction of Council. Yuki's Free Guild gave us a push along those lines, offering their public support of Tempest, or their public support of Tempest in exchange for financial backing. Hinata was working with us on this too, in the name of stability among the Western nations. Thanks to that, we now had obtained a pretty hefty amount of influence in the region. Still, I'm glad Yuki's been cleared of everything. Now I can keep building up our alliance without any qualms.
Negative. The doubts have now been confirmed. The subject, Yuki Kagurazaka, is definitely acting of his own free will.
Huh? Wait, why didn't you say anything before?
Understood, because his motivations were simple and easily taken advantage of.
What? Was that why? Oh, I see. So you were keeping quiet for my sake?
See? You can't fool motherfucking
Raphael.
Raphael!
The heart of the world.
He is the one that cannot be fooled. See, God bless Raphael, man. At this
That's
point in
true.
time, Rimuru would have been fucked over 5 ways from Sunday by now.
That silence is very loud, by the way.
That silence is loud.
Yeah. This is all thanks to my carelessness, isn't it? For one moment there, I hesitated to kill Maribel. Considering what the future held now, I shouldn't have wavered. If I'm damaged, that wavering disappears, but if someone hasn't been that much of a bother to me, I couldn't help but think killing was going too far. Even with I thought killing him overstepped my boundaries. My heart must have softened up with Maribel along those lines. So, did you keep quiet because you assumed I couldn't kill Maribel?
Affirmative. It was decided that it was necessary to do so.
That's so selfish, or maybe not. Just as Raphael predicted, Yuki killed Maribel for me, and now he was resting on his laurels, assured that all the evidence was destroyed. I guess someone like that would be easy for Raphael to handle. I was in no position to complain, but I still found it incredibly frustrating, making Raphael worry like that, just because I'm so unreliable.
Negative. That is incorrect. I did not want my lord to feel any anxieties.
Oh. Well, thank you. I wouldn't feel guilty this way, right? Yeah, I'm glad for that, but that's not going to work for me. I need to face facts and decide things for myself. Otherwise, I'm a failure as Raphael's master. If I keep clinging to people like this, I'm never going to grow mature. So, next time, report the whole truth to me, okay? I promise I'll accept it.
Understood. As you wish.
No matter what Yuki's scheming, I'm going to crush his ambitions. And I'm not alone. I have friends, partners I can rely on, don't I? With Raphael, I can walk straight ahead, never making any mistakes. I really believe I could. And maybe, just a little, I thought I felt Raphael smile for me.
And
Good to see you all.
there you go.
Sorry.
All right. I love this whole thing where Yuki's like, I'm free. Rimuru doesn't suspect a thing. Meanwhile, Raphael, nope, 100%. Yuki's the asshole. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, by the way, Ryuki tricked you.
By the way,
What?
Yuki's
Yeah,
100%
he was not under
that
the-
asshole.
Yeah.
He was not under the influence the entire time.
Oh, by
Or
the
at the
way, I
very
want you to
least,
know-
he was in control.
By the way, I want you to know, Yuki is 100% that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I
Absolutely.
love how like Zen is over here like, yeah, God bless Menu-sama. No, that's Raphael.
No.
They sound the same
Right.
because they're my voice, but no, that's Raphael. No, not the same.
You're always
Oh, there's a
gonna have
comic.
to deal with that. I feel.
I am forever gonna have to deal with that. God damn it! It's not Menu.
Okay, there's a comic at the end of it. I like it. There's
Oh, hold
there's
on.
like a little. It's Hinata getting a latte foam art that Rimuru made for her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
can I get a
nice.
latte?
Yeah.
It's all
It's super
puffy and
cute.
jiggly. Oh my god, so cute! Thus, the mighty paladin Hinata was slain by 3D
By
latte
3D
art.
latte art.
By 3.
There's a Veldora latte art. That's awesome.
I love
It
that
seems
too.
Yeah.
3D latte art wasn't yet mainstream while Hinata was still in Japan.
Guys,
Oh, there's more latte art.
guys,
Ooh.
if you haven't seen, we're gonna be starting.
Oh.
Raphael is pretty much not like Menu. No, he is not.
No.
Here is the cover for Volume 11.
Betrayal.
see this.
Redemption.
Oh,
No. Who do you think this is?
Venti. No, I'm just kidding.
Chloe. Adult
Yeah,
Chloe.
no. I'm just kidding. Can you take a guess? I think I know who that
one
is.
person has already taken a guess.
Oh,
Cagali?
No, it's got to be.
I
It's
know-
got to be
I-
like
I know
Raphael's
who it
physical
is.
form, or something.
Okay.
Either that or it's one of the demons, one of the primordials.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's Raphael's physical body.
Okay,
somehow.
so funny story.
Yeah.
The hint is actually in the background. There's a clock back there. It has something to do with time.
Oh.
It has something to do
Oh.
with time. And actually,
That's
the answer was already stated. So we're just gonna go ahead.
it's Crony.
It's Chloe. It's adult Chloe,
Yep.
or rather,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's actually it's technically.
Yeah.
I guess you could say it's Krona. Actually, this is both a past and future. This is adult Chloe, aka
Yep, called it.
aka
Yeah, that makes sense.
aka
The really quiet
hero,
girl.
aka the hero in the mask, who ended up sealing Veldora and taught Shizu.
Huh.
Yeah.
Shizu was the one who sealed
And-
it.
All these squares make
and-
a circle. All
and-
these squares make a circle.
And
Why did all these squares make a circle? And why is
And-
that
I
one
don't-
green?
and the girl that
Can someone
Leon
explain
has
the
been
grid?
looking for this entire time.
That's some good water.
It's gonna be some head turning shit. Just because you know it doesn't. Just because you know some shit doesn't mean that. Oh God.
It's Shuna. She's
Oh
back.
no!
Hey, run!
It's Shuna with an AK. Run!
Soon. Soon.
Senpai.
All right.
Yeah.
So just because I told you who she is doesn't mean that explains this fucking book
Yeah, that's
and
true.
why she's
Oh,
important to
Still
this
have to
volume.
read it? Aw.
This book is gonna
The
get
time I
good.
leapt through slime,
No,
or the
here's
girl who leapt through slime.
Here's the thing. This volume is and her
Words.
multiple lives. Her multiple lives throughout time are all intricately connected to Rimuru. If you remember, when they went way back in the anime, when they went to Ramirez's little cave, and they were summoning the spirits and everything, when it was Chloe's turn, there was a future spirit that came, moved forward, kissed Rimuru, and then went into her body. Now that shit's coming into play.
Oh, so that's, we're finally getting that.
So now we're finally getting that.
I always
Wait
when
a
I
minute.
oh, two things that made me think
was that future spirit herself?
Yes!
Yeah,
My head hurts.
there are
Yes!
two things.
And that future spirit
hang on,
has
Richie.
a body. That future spirit has a body. That body is housed in the most secret private echelons of of Luminous.
Wait a minute.
The
Yeah.
fuck?
The secret private
And
echelons.
Valentine and Luminous Valentine is actually the one that has it locked up.
Interesting.
The demon lord Luminous knows who she is.
Oh no.
Yeah, what made me think or guess Chloe in the first place was because earlier in this
There we
book,
go.
I think it was
Okay.
when Shem
There we
was
go.
reading
I had
it.
to- Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
This
Shem was
shit-
reading. I
We're
think, and
gonna
it
learn a
mentioned
lot
the
about
kids.
Luminous. Here's a funny story. Luminous has known who Rimuru is
Funny
since
story.
before he actually showed up in this world.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wait a
We're gonna
minute.
learn some crazy shit in this next book. dude.
Wait a minute. I have a question.
Yeah.
Was Luminous the knife that was wielded by the guy who stabbed him in the previous life?
No.
Did Luminous put a
I
hit
know.
out on
I
Rimuru
know,
in
I'm
his
just kidding.
previous life?
Thank you, Zen
But who
Master.
was knife?
Future.
Future.
Everything in the future is chrome.
Gohan is the strongest in the world, but still doesn't do crap.
I can see the future.
I can see the
Thank you,
future.
see the future. I'm on fire.
Chloe and Hinata become a guy.
Do they fuse?
Chloe and Hinata become a girl.
So wait, how many? Okay, so if we're talking, how many incarnations of Chloe are we talking here? Are we like looking like, oh,
There's
Hinata's
a
turned
lot.
out to be a
There is a fucking lot. According to Chloe, Rimuru has died in so many different and intricate fashions. But
This
he
is
has
just
never,
the only time you
but
actually
he has
remember.
but he has never become a true demon lord before.
It's the Chloe verse.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is new.
Yeah, into the
This is
Chloe
new.
verse.
So Chloe is like Kang and all his other forms of this universe.
She has
He
lived
won't die.
so
He
many
won't
different
die.
lives.
He won't die. He won't.
It's
He
crazy.
won't die. He won't die.
Just the whole.
Well,
dude.
now we're going to some pretty gnarly
We're
timey
going
wimey
to
wibbly
we're getting into some Bob's Burgers shit right now.
Yep.
Rimuru, you thought this was all about you? It's all about Chloe.
Dude, this is gonna get into some weird. Dude, we're about to jump into some weird shit. It's gonna be good.
I'm getting real old.
All right,
I'm gonna
here
get
we go.
real weird.
Rimuru and his team are headed for the Holy Empire of Lubelius to organize the concert he promised Luminous as its leader. But as preparations continue, a fiendish conspiracy involving both demon lords is being laid out behind the scenes. There may not be much time for music after all, especially with a third demon lord on the hunt for a certain other worlder in Rimuru's care. So, yeah.
So we're gonna do time travel.
So what's gonna happen is we've got the concert coming up. Chloe is attending with Rimuru and everybody.
Oh
but
shit! Hitting the fan, boys.
Leon is coming for Chloe.
I would say more like the glass is shattering.
Yeah.
All the pieces have their own
And
reflections.
then we're gonna deal with
crazy.
some time. Then we're gonna deal with some time bullshit. But before any of that can happen, guys, guess what?
That was the end of volume 10.
Diablo's gonna show up with his
Yeah.
with his new
other
buddies,
primordials.
with his new buddies,
Yeah.
with his
I
new
missed them.
buddies, and his
Hold on.
his army of 1,000 demons.
Kept you
That
waiting.
our name.
By the way, Sir Rimuru, while you were gone, what is this?
Yeah.
No, he knew he was showing up with his army of 1,000.
No,
demons.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
Moon,
yeah.
you're talking to like every other demon lord in the room. Like, what the? Oh,
True. Oh, hi guys. By the way, these
So-
are my new attendees. What do you mean a twin?
If any of that sounds exciting to you,
anything
exciting to you, come see us next week for more exciting slime time as we dive into volume 11.
Woo!
things are gonna get real time wise.
I know, it's sad.
Check your
We
clocks.
cried a little bit. I mean, we cried a little bit this episode, but that's mostly because we had a little gay in our eyes.
Hell
That was extraordinarily funny. A funny way to write somebody
I can't-
off.
I
goddamn
can't
funny.
believe
He
you
hit
I
guys.
didn't. I didn't see
He
it coming.
smacked
He's just
him in the
like,
gay dust.
Somehow
Oh my god,
you
he
managed
smacked
to
him
just
into
prevent
gay
me
dust.
from reading anything that had gay in it. I could never
Like-
officially say it.
From gay man to gay dust.
Smacked him into
No,
gay
no.
dust. Oh my
That's it.
god. Smacked him into gay
He's just-
dust.
he just erased from existence. I like to
Just-
think that he hit him so
wow.
hard that every instance and every thought of him ever in existence is just gone now.
It's
Are we
like,
talking
it's
about-
like that fucking meme. Chicken strips.
I like that. Shit, you say that, and now I'm actually thinking of the idea. He hit him so hard, everyone forgot he existed. His existence
my
just been
God.
erased. So it's like, wait, who are we fighting? Who was I fighting? Wait, who are we talking about
what was
right
that?
now? Us four?
Yeah, I
We're
don't
gonna
know.
fix some
I
stuff.
don't
Doesn't matter now.
Guys,
What are we
thank you
talking
so much for coming and hanging out with us today. We really,
Thank
really
you.
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it. We had so
Oh, yeah.
much stupid, silly fun today. It was a blast. I have
Yes.
to fix some stuff going on with my Resident Evil 2 game. I don't know why the new mods that I have aren't working. I may have to reinstall the game or something. I've got to figure out what's going on. I'll have to talk to the modding community and figure it out. I may have some corrupted save files, may have to reinstall the game. I tried, dude. I found a hilarious mod that I wanted to try and use.
This
Okay,
is
so
why you
hear me
back
out.
up your files before
So-
doing stuff like that.
So hear me out, guys. One of the files that I found changed Mr. X into Buff Paimon. You know, the big
That's awesome.
muscly
So she's
Paimon?
just like,
Big muscly Paimon chases you
Yeah.
around in Resident
That's
Evil
awesome.
2.
It would make it so much
That's
better
amazing.
if it also
No,
added,
it
like,
gets even
you know-
better.
you know the eyes that
Shim,
go red.
because I changed the music, the Mr. X music too, to Katamari Damacy. So imagine Paimon, Buff Paimon is chasing you around to that music. How
Oh, that's
could you
amazing.
not
Unless she just
love
rips you by the
that?
throat and just be
How
great.
could you not love that?
It's gonna be good.
Dude,
You're
Oh
gonna
my
be
God,
destroyed,
Love
dude.
it.
that's just
It's gonna be your
now
ass is
you
grass.
have see what you don't understand is in Raccoon City, emergency food chases you.
You're gonna need a lot more primo gems if you want to save your ass.
Yeah.
I
Alright,
I
guys.
would do the another one where
That was
what's
one of the
called-
mods. That was one of the mods that chased. Dude, you won't even believe all the 18 plus hilarious 18 plus mods that I found, bro.
Richie, what is the song that
There
goes
is
like,
literally-
"Sand, and the sun,
there is
da, da,
literally-
da, da." I don't know how it
There's
goes, actually.
literally a
Yes.
giant chicken with a throbbing erection that chases you around. It's
Oh my
called
That's pretty good.
it's called Mr. Cock X.
That's more
and I'm
terrifying
like,
than
oh
the
my
original
God.
game. What do you mean?
It's hilarious.
That's awesome.
It's a chicken with wings with a throbbing erection, and I'm like, that's too funny.
That's
Oh,
good.
motherfucker.
There's no way I could stream that, but it's like I'm like that's a
Only on the
Discord
Discord.
only. That's a
do
Discord
it on
only, and it's like you have to be 18
yeah.
plus. Like you have to confirm that you're 18.
For some
Patreon?
reason, I want Mr. X to
Yeah.
be chasing you with "Take on Me" as the music.
I don't think that's a thing.
Take on me.
Take on me. Anyway, it's just stupid stuff like that, but I have to make sure that I fixed like whatever the issue is because like I don't know what's going on because I couldn't get the outfits to work because I have like new outfits and stuff that aren't working. It's just showing the default outfits. I don't know what's going on. I'm stuck with like some of the old mods because it's playing the old Resident Evil 2, like the original Resident Evil 2's music and sounds and stuff, and I'm like, no, these mods, I don't even have these mods anymore. Like, why are they using these mods? So I'm like, is it a old save? Is it a corrupted save? What's going on? Do I have to reinstall the game and just use a brand new save file? What's going on? Because like I've beaten the game and I have like all the stuff unlocked and everything. Like I've beaten, like I didn't pay for these. I didn't pay for like the rocket launch, the unlimited rocket launcher and everything. Like I beat the game on hardcore, under 2 hours, S rank and all that stuff. So like I had to earn all that stuff. It was ridiculous. But yeah. Jesus Christ,
That's
the
cool.
sound alerts are still going off. Good Lord. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Yep,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
It went long, but we got the
We
finished.
volume done. Yeah,
we got
finished.
it. We got through here.
Oh my God. Bye.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye, guys.